free phone you lines wa oh an MPP ni this in here ya bre omo na mo bre MPP ni na mo fo say alternative no because say argument bad dem has sisia ni nipa 10 ye ka no kra kire ye ho a ya nto ama MPP beto ama NDC these independent candidates no say mo mabusu afokra bi no nto ma omo but when they become a force na omo kasa no epie kama the ideas no and implementations the detailed ones epie kama na who say energy na omo de ba na kire say ye beji o man esibia eya I mean but when ankra we nam ha we board billboard wa ha we ye we wa ha we ye we wa ha ni nyina ye Ghana kro ya because we say the bia me so be president adwene a wo wutiri mu fa oman we ho no say wo tena ha na nkwa ne Ghana fo akasa what the American say some people will come and consult you because adwene ni ba ko fo tiri
yes
what I say but you say prayo ho yi ba ko a ebu but wo ka bomu a emuda bom ko bankrum na mutimi ka bom a the ideas you all have na ma hyehyɛ ni yi a ebeboa asoma Ghana na nye obi papa dia ye nyina ye dia timamunim bia by birth in this country no Ghana ye odia so what you say nti no omunye no nka omho mbom na omunye say
enko fine
yes because independent candidate ni bia abe prayer here and see no masati akoda ade 4 years bia ye nya nipa ba ku bia Ivor Green Street mu nyina say o ma ba besenko
this on CPP
this ayi mu nyina kra me share that entity omonka
CPP ana omo afi no mo ka omo ho abom
afi no mo san ka omo ho abom
yeah
and that could have been another force
it's unfortunate in commerce CPP
that could have been another force
and then could you share the so na ne nam ho apasui you invite you to a program o say
was that necessary
say boys ni bi o dwen ho kra
was that comment necessary
if we dance yaba say invitation no bi bia nim say yes brana ye ma question answer party ni pese ma wo question the pese ma wo questions
could you share the nyansa nyina ni was that necessary
it's unfortunate
say obi am invitation na mpo wa ma question na say o de wo ba bra baby sasa question no say obey you say wo nyo what is that of the public consumption there be yama me kan wi ye na de pa na yama me
but the crux of the matter ni say even the Bukum Arena event in the Quran he invited no
he was not invited.
He wasn't even invited. The invitation to him and in the group was to the UPSC event, and truly
the manifesto.
The guys were there to cover the event according to you can say documentations are more invite to
not the Bukum Arena.
Not the Bukum Arena because I want busa questions.
Yeah.
And you invite you to UPSC there. What ko ye wie. No betene fidie so say party ni invite you say youth organizers ni invite you say brana on the conditions say questions or mum de be ma say busa no ni na we busa ni na wanko.
And I want
I mean why do you do that?
FIFA. Today let's ask them so I muti akese bia no betena social media so na mo ye say tianse nyina no you see these people if you see the way they chastise people on social media doc are you serious sometimes they speak as if nobody can speak about them too
exactly
what's the can I say if
I mean the can say some of this jandam ni sa kind of madam Rebecca munafriki suban no mu be jai because I had the Ctv Dwabo there yan so no krenko an e de betudwa what you say ntino e be ceremony dey be bloggers no munyina mu ka ho na youth ni e bre no because when some of these things happen now it becomes very difficult for penifo ye hwe say you be take over from them no more opportunities you understand me ntino mo hwe manamo yi and this time no sa jandam kind of journalism no there it will not happen on this efidie they will correct the system
and also for some time now after the Bukom issue JDM kushia town hall we once could you show them sa nsem no tworo ye no atwene pa
oh yeah of course
atwene kura take a bit of the shine from the purpose sa media ne dey so and I mean we don't need these things now the wow sa ye dey but director said
anyway NDC fonso e dey release and say esiano eje so be launch your manifesto on 24th of August.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was getting to closer of the end of the month.
And before any Saturday.
Yeah,
18th.
Yeah.
Okay. the following week na just say NDC for so dia back
na me ba wo say MPP for air launch omo just this Saturday na NDC ye omo 24th
yeah
then na miracles na mo keka say NDC area omo manifesto
send there onu ni nkomodie no onu ni
but at the end of the day say wo na wo kwakoye wo de unya kra nye NDC nya nye de aba na youth manifesto nti then no nam say area omo
say o tie nkomodie no any snipers of the things na eba no and you know ohwe nsem bia na bia presidential candidates of the NDC no John Dramani Mahama edi to dwano a feel say ebia ewo mu die ni mu
omo die na ye den
we are yet to know any ye ni
because I want to omo die ana wate ebia na me mente won it is now yente wo die a eye den obi die odi abeto abonte wo se eye wo die
say assembly safo timi bia assembly pro on just all right the then on come on bed and you sing kunwa the letters ni mienu nyina na press releases ni nyina abosu biem dia ma e say obi aso aform ni manifesto committee planning committee no nti ye be bobodin so say obi hu mpenifo a deda the various political parties no omo manifesto planning committee na no na ya fefi ho nti afra ye ntwa ye homra
right
ye bra na ye sing kunwa ebuzafo within the doctor Kofi Annan
Harrison Kweko for sweet.
Highly spiritual.
From the day young,
Abusiafo yedamase se muguswa ni esinkunwa ewo Ctv Dwabo Jumedie so na ewiemu sakra yenkomodie no na ya die nyina edi enchiremu brain Obapa good morning.
Good morning of that one.
Na apomu
na me adome fe na mutwe
kakra yeguso na ende enkomodie ni tisen wadaroma fa yefemu
okay and then me shall say free it is maintained you think on our upper east upper west northern region they ba bono ni half maintained I think even be to ewo ama you ɛwɔ nnua mu yɛsi sama de na efiri ne yampo yɛhwɛ mu sɛ ewia no mu no ɛbɛsi adane ɛho na n'ani mmere so bɛni bɛkɔ public land competition ɛdi him wɔ hɔ sɛ hɔ ɛni mpata ɛkame bɛsi fa ho na esane de ba yɛayɛ wɔ ɛna akɔfɛm hɔ ɛwɔ na ɔwɔ kwae mu ne pɔw so mfano ɛna ɛne central ne water radio yɛhwɛ mu sɛ ɛhɔ nso anɔpɛ deɛ ewiem bɛ bye amayɛ na ne wia mprɛso nso yɛhwɛ mu sɛ ewia elimination ɛbɛdi adan ɛyɛ sɛ bɛma nsuo atete ɛwɔ nnua bi wɔ nso nsamado kɔdini ɛno nso na ɛnɛ deɛ yɛn ntaade hwɛ mu no bi mu yɛ ha kakra nkonkofa ɔhwɛ mmɛyɛ ɛne yɛsi fi kɔsɛ yɛbɛhyehyɛ.
Oh, okay. Ɛne ɔbapa yɛbɛda wase na yɛgyaa wo mu ma wakɔ akɔtoa wɔ adwuma so. Okay, all right. Anti abusiafoɔ ɔkyea me onim asɛm kɔse na na wasom a deɛ yɛ nuabaa no ɛde abɛyɛ no yɛda no ase sɛ abere no ɔgye na ɔboa yɛ wɔn saa kwan wei so from the press ɛna yɛde ba. Anti sɛdeɛ munim no yɛhwɛ nsɛm a apie mu ɛwɔ kuro akata ne mu na yɛabesebese baako anaa mmienu bi ho yɛwia na yɛato adwumagye nso kama sɛdeɛ munim no tiabusafoɔ yɛde daily graph edi kan abrɛ wɔ ɔsɛ truth and accuracy every day ɔde aba ɔsɛ public lands secure minister assures nation ɔsuafoɔ ɔhwɛ the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Honorable Member for Damango, Samuel Abu Jinapo, Nkomodia or Diabanono. I will build prosperous nation, Alan Kojo Chiramating, and also de Nanudisem Aba. Present circumstances must influence your vote. Togbe Afede, and soon Komodia. Odiaba eno no okokrata feto so dumiensa nchiremu no ewo ho inflation eases to 20.9 in July. Food inflation also declines sharply eno so ni nsemo a aba ewo kurakata no mu wo ho quantum new gas committed to cylinder recirculation eno so ni nsemo a. And GJA is 75 today. And so in some aba ewo. Okay. Yen twa so na yeko the Ghanaian Times. The Ghanaian Times or say the most authoritative newspaper. And then also the aba say alleged land grabbing by a political class. We will publish list of public lands. Minister promises, insist public lands safe, intact, and secure. Kolebu renal unit to resume outpatient services next week. Tidal waves wreak havoc at Shama. About 1,000 houses affected. Sea on verge of wiping out Amron Beach community. Residents call for urgent attention. And also need Nsemua Aba Ewoho. GHS heightens surveillance to detect Mpox cases. And also need Nsemua Aba Ewo Kurakata ni mu honom. Dia ediswa me de brewo the custodian or say fearless, fair and reliable. Also the aba el kratafa to sumiansa say public lands are safe under Kufu Ado Jinapo. Ghana's inflation drops to 20.9. A government statistician, Professor Samuel Kobna Enim, and this Anchimuni Ediaba. Mahama cries in Volta region over drop in votes. Nunsunin Semwa Abba Ewo Kurakata Nimo. Ava
Doc. Mensaka Mienumi and Sembi Ewa Hasei. Yen Shasia with Political Digest. It is possible to read authentic news. Political Digest. Eddie Abba. Ochimia, Baumia is never corrupt. Napu tells Manasseh Azuri. And NPP to paint Takrade in red, white, and blue colors as party launches manifesto on Sunday. NDC continues to steal our ideas, says Miracle Abuaje. Omo editorial, no, yes, it is possible to read authentic news. Oh, okay. And yeah, I'm saying Political Digest. Is it a new paper?
I mean, who cried out? Bianaba.
ABC News on the side of truth. ABC News, Bono Samrani on the side of truth. Land grabbing allegations baseless. Jinapo clears the air. Napo thanks Menchia South NPP for 16 years of support. Tax exemptions impacting negatively on Ghana's tax revenue. World Bank. And also in some ABC News by the anchor revealing the truth. 10,400-seater T&A Stadium opens tomorrow. Residents hail MP for significant role. Hold vigil tonight. NPP stalwarts advises party to change strategy. Recommends door-to-door campaign. Obasiha. Businessman cites Deputy IGP, 8 others for contempt. Ask courts to jail them. Catholic priest apologizes after leading a Seda hate song at church. As in Chiriwa. Kuwakata so Ediaba no.
Okay.
As a Catholic priest apologizes after leading a Seda hate song at church. I can palita Seda na say
video no.
I'm
saying now, say no, yeah, pew for fun. I said no, GBB.
No,
because I saw the video. Now, I said offering bonus in him. Now we jina who kita mic. Until say, on say usually omo yeah pew for fun. I know the nyumbe family ade ade.
Yeah, it's a kepaluta ade na no.
No to asidano.
Oh, na me say, me tell.
Oh, to no word for word you.
Oh, word for word.
Or to no word for word, bar to bar.
So what is he apologizing for?
I don't know. Ebiana. Because net video ni trendy on social media. Hey, also for pana ujina hona, especially for Roman Catholic, also for ujina bejumna. Or to bar, word for word.
Yeah, the nina be ya si do.
Or two pejani saying na no pejani sana. I say keyboard instrumentalist no so. And then namaste keyboard is so tunes net the das here. Oh, come on. Oh, video ne.
But what is wrong with him singing that song in church?
Well, I don't know. Unze kurum hanangazano. The appreciation of any maybe no all your software. You are seen in a certain way.
Okay.
More like a buffalo. Like holy.
Yeah, but he being holy. We are home. We only used to say be
and the fact that in our minds, you know, in our appreciation of religion, you know, ujina saw them is a sacred place here. Any say and ye maybe a more viasi ebe baho.
So my question is that you no na auto nyom no na problem and nyom na auto no na problem and artist no boy nyom no na problem because as
now this instance there clearly it is or your software na ujina saw them
to asidano
and the issue. Other than that, I mean, Kepaluta, there's so be or hip life, whatever that it is, no, how no, yeah. And when he said there was even a point that people had a problem when Obofo brought this guy to his church to sing. What's his name? Famille.
Okay.
Unze Obofo so invited him and be to Satan no release ni nyumba kubi.
Nothing I get na.
Nothing I get bi no.
But you see, when we define gospel song, what is a gospel song?
Nyame honyom.
Nyame honyom.
Yes.
And the boy who bra positively.
What the different interpretation ba gospel etre nyame ho ensankedie wo di nyame ho adanse so nyame ho njom
exactly enti aseda nwom no e ye de enwom a me de ni nyina be ya aseda
me too familiar with the lyrics no but bia it's a chorus ne de yes ye de ni nyina be ya aseda enye nheda anye problems a
bia wa yo bone afa che no so no so ayo bone a ode be che ode ni nyina be ya aseda kare na ode de ka ye kwa wonko ye ba wo ma pressure nti woda wonda na tie ne nyame apagya ne nsa na se
o manage
ode ni nyina be ya aseda
o manage paluta na
on se ne nsem na ode bo onwom no ho directly come se mi man papa na nyankopon no ya nsem bi ha wa ode fo bi so na ode abehye wo nkran what ya ye nyina ntimi nya anwomtofo me ne nye me unu se me nipa ba ko me bo nwom me bo me base me bo me tenor me bo me auto ntu nwom ba ko pe na e wo se nka me de me level voice bi to no me metimi ama ho ye de nyina be ya se do na nka me de ka na na me tiba what ya say eziefo na etete me anti no on say ezieso de auto soprano bass tenor hwan na nti me nya sa busia ko ni nyina. Wow, yeah, into the ampon. Okay,
all right. I don't think. Sometimes
so I apologize. Yeah, he might have his reasons for apologizing, but I said that for me, I saw phone you not toward them. I'm more you know not toward them. You didn't na be ya said that will be or not say you bonini on order. Yamia Pejan and Sam. Or Nina be ya said that. Who have kept your name men were Jumema Yepenachina too. Yaminti were Timia Tessan with his ni nyina be ya aseda obi pe adwuma wanya nyame adom 2024 ba wiye ne ya me ne wo kase ye se on start adwuma Monday ode ni nyina be ya aseda what ya say
bia na bia anwum ni fi ba no na e issue
okay ni pa no obo onyo
so quote and unquote say saafo ne classify omo as wiasefo
ba bible no so ma yete ase say men hwe ni pa no ogina ho kansem pa na emu fansem pa no ne fa bo ho bra so it has nothing to do with nipa na. But
it's also said that the message is equally as important as the messenger. Anna.
The same Bible.
All right, we have 40 Sunday started show no expand from the press no na. Also between the Wabinche at the bar it was 0202115445 near the na yakan at the amount and also says 0531 971-628 na yebekan bibia e de amount ye da piaga ene abusuafo aba portal ne so nyina mon share link no se de be abusuafo nyina so ebenye bia ahye komensa pilatu ye da se na savior nyame die yenso ye da wase se waba afidie ne so mon share link no ma abusuafo se de be ya
che komensa pilatu ene piaga se me se nyame ya do ma Monday omo frɛ me number me mo data no mo fan kwaso wo your platform no so and share platform no
piaga matima so
ana pa bia no omo ne yedi djuma me
yeah omo ne yedi djuma pa all right Anti Afra yanko renal unit na wo kolebu ne se nyame ya aduma next week omo bebie na je se omo start ahwe ebusiafo ne ade name se PR no ono ankasa we dikan admit se sa closure no hard and they close it because due to shortage of consumables anana ni ho ntina patient in be had to rely on private facilities went to Accra and 600 to 1000 yeah and abind there no 491 Ghana cedis ntina je say amount for akwa hiye mu pa and
for the past 2 weeks
yes for the records in the crowd say nipa 3 so far and elusu omo life due to the fact say omontimi anya opportunity na share on more dialysis in some
well I think that this issue no na otwe mu no ye di ho nkomo yie pa. And we started yesterday by saying, sir, me okay, and is in a good direction. Say, you 30 dialysis machines for a year kolebu. In this, and it's almost be now our analysis here, so we call private equity at that huge amount, 1,000 actually, and I bind the year 300 and something or 400 and something, and that's a baby BR. All I am saying is, once a kolebu anchor sign as an institution, no, as a whole body, no, never baby honor, I was say, you call moi as for mine. So what you say, because Kolebu Teaching Hospital and net Kolebu, it's a name if people in near Reshimu or Kolebu because of certain year maybe there was here 200 more into Yana as a film. You understand? Because we can say man they go within the 2 weeks and normal close here, and yet is nothing to write home. One the mature into ye be no you better Kolebu management for us and they are buying in general. Nemo no, you ensure sa machines since we are baby no. Yeah, install it na Ghana for a year to for so inya eso emfaso.
All right. And abusa for CLMD kan kai no press releases here yensa kan fa the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress no hu na ye pese ye boso edichemo the New Patriotic Party dieno yedi kan e de atudwa dada ba yembo so biemu na enyina yemfa enhye ye honso say the New Patriotic Party launches 2024 manifesto na omodi aba say the New Patriotic Party is pleased to announce to the public the launch of its 2024 manifesto, which is scheduled to take place on Sunday, August 18th. Now, August 18, 2024, at Takrady in the Western region. In line with the above, the party has constituted the following 11-member committee to see the planning and execution of the events. Now, committee members, Madam Oboshi Sai Kofi, chairperson, Mr. Henry Nana Boachi, member, Miss Abna Asante, secretary, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, member, Honorable Fati Abubakar, member, Dr. Antoinette Chibu Dako, member, Madam Kate Jemfua, member, Mr. Adide Sia, member, Mr. Dennis Miracles Abuaje, or a member, Honorable Anthony Abaye Fakabu, member, and Alhaji Haruna Mohammed, also a member. The party congratulates the committee and expresses confidence in its ability to deliver on its mandate in the supreme interest of the New Patriotic Party. Sincerely, signed, Justin Kodria Frimpong, the General Secretary, and the MPP for the and also and NDC for the also the by press release for immediate release 14th August 2024. Or say NDC to launch manifesto on 24th August 2024. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, wishes to inform the general public that its manifesto for the 2024 general elections will be launched in the Central Region on Saturday, 24th August 2024. The planning committee responsible for the successful organization of the manifesto launch comprises 1. Dr. Peter Boama Otukono, Director of Interparty and Civil Society Relations of the NDC, Onoye Chairman. Barbara Sewa Asamoah Esquire, Deputy General Secretary, member. Comrade Sami Jemfi Esquire, Communication Officer, member. Comrade Eli Kem Kotoko, Deputy National Organizer, member. Mr. Ludwig Holoje, Director, Protocol and Logistics, member. Nana Oye Bampu Esquire, Secretary to the Manifesto Committee, member. Mrs. Beatrice Annan Esquire, Deputy Spokesperson for the John Mahama Campaign, member. Honorable Elvis Efriye Ankra, former Minister of Sports, member. And Dr. Benedict Hoffman, member. The venue, time, and other details for the program will be announced by the planning committee in due course. Signed, Honorable Fifi Fiave Kwete, General Secretary. Avra?
Doc. Obia e kire ne bobre. Okunimu na ayedin.
Exactly.
I'm happy to hear say NPP4 a manifesto no e baso e nyame adma Sunday ya e wo yanimi. And I know say Ghanaians are anticipating on the omobabeka manifesto the ye we amanyoko na o pese obo man ho bra asaban ye hwani anto abaman e wo so de wani so ade hunu e betudwa na temamofo so ete wani so ade hunu na se ene anamontu a o pese o de Ghana etu yeah NDC for the kind I launch our campaign the kind the bibi for kraba the youth manifesto eguswa etwegu ohwe the policies the detailed policies some of the buy etasumu yeda so ebesebese ho nom ho kwan no se benya ye ho ntiase ye. Now the big question that you hear people asking and say you be implementing on said yet then konko political talk NPPDA yes ye na ye nyame adma Sunday obi enim de eba be fimu eden ebeba. But there's another school of thought e wokroma dodo na shada need the interest again because Bosha ye share timemofo before 2016 before 2020 ayekoto abano ye nim the MPP amanyoko no as a party eba be ka kire Ghana phobia because we have so many promises are minor aban entimi enye maye the one district one dam the one $1 million dollar to one constituency one district one factory in Sembebri Zongo community Sayababesi high school sayede amomo sanitation issues health issues komia say as a institutions are ebo on my ho bra nyina no there are problems until why leave the problems and come tell us yet another promises again because you want political power. Interesting times ahead. I am ready to listen to the major manifestos na fe ya twene srene basa na yahwe if it's feasible and I say a futuro na yeto Ghana for
and let's not forget to say GTP, the great transformational plan no and the abadada the good honorable member Alan Kwaju Chamatin and Nene Dom the movement for change I launched one manifesto da cra and the two main political parties so I saw Mudi Eba that paying every any the following subsequent weeks. And ye anymore so muna de omanu disem ebegun krata social contract no na yabesi nkunwa na yahwe na yabesebese ho ne nso yahwe mu adomu suko apenim difo ombeba beboa ma timfo ne yebubu nsem ni mu akirikiri mu ababa mu said ya wo a wo koto aba no obeti ase na wehu bebi a odo mfofo ebekọ akobo for the next 4 years here that wanimu from 2025 to the next election period. Enti oni entena koso ani entena na ye beso musumpa ye make sure say ya guide wo rightly so said ye be ya obetimi make an informed decision come 2024 for the future of Ghana. Any one kasati memuni no wanamuntu ni wa brabo moving into the future. Nti ye beda se ye de nkomodie ni besi na ye twa ye ho ye ba Ghana we dey nkomodie no ye de bebrem.
Lina Children's Haven ye. I had no bad time you're done ba. I turn about nyama. Yo ba bedi, yo ba share, yo ba da, yo de bedi agro, de ba mana tumpo, ni na bi wa Amalina. Amalina won crown nyama nyina, na ne bo so de je. Your 3 levels. Level 1, be waha. Level 2, a quaranta de papua fe. Level 3, wholesale. Do a store now penquara near Madia. Prabe Febi. Amalina shop a whole wager block factory. Afro for cra, a fena ye piano. Amalina to this haven. I know about a pebia tonne.
妈妈。
Hey,
妈妈，
Amalina.
妈妈，
Uh, Edina Uhia, TV, fridge, freezer, air condition, gas cooker, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser, microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, and iron. Seven Hisense smartphone no sukradia. Yeah, titi so more than a Hisense factory direct promo. It's in your madada noa. Emma light bill kuno. Fasi baby. Never cheerful. 19th August. I come 28th August. Bora Hisense showroom bia. Koso Sense factory direct promo way. 9 days per 80. First come, best serve. Hisense everyday prices for everyday people.
It's party time, I'm watching it there. Ola Bawo, as I introduce to you Safari Zoom Flex live on Ghana's #1. With Zoom Flex, you can join the fun wherever you find yourself via Zuma. Ella, shake the body. God, it's Friday. Of course, time is 10 p.m. sharp on Ghana's #1 with the man them DJ Last Week Official. We say Ola Ba Wo.
Give me the move, give me the vibe, give me the move, give me the vibe, give me the move, give me
CTV, Ghana's #1.
Abatu Maria Senso, nti amanyefo ahyase ma obafo mepo esane monchemonka ibi betwitwa su esane ne okokuru mutinti ewie no yebedi won kasefo mutinti man titru a obese ne se yanto abama wo na onya kwanya we wo manga na hyebre ni so adi kunu akadontodiem de se amamu mapom bigina obisa efim resanti ni empo afi apema hankro adi okuru bienu a wo hya se to aba nzuzu aso pame ananya wo pesua wo busua eno makasa wa bana boso emena siaso to osia ba yeche ye dedi hu papa enunti na city ahihye dwumadi a yato ne din de candidates ye beso ye behwehwe senkrofo kuya e ba bagye nsem to me nyina se wo pra pamra hye bebe ana wo pra be ye mampe ni ye bisa wo nsem ye kunu mani so ade kunu no timadwe wonu a e pray ya wo san ba piri ye memmo abu hu akonta ansa na yasema nempo ya wonya apanya nso pese okọ ye bisa na ni so ade na ye gina so e de ato aba bisa se opoku ti
yebedase ene mo do yene mo editna anapa bia ewo Ctv Dwabo so Ghana with this segment na yedru so no se da mo nim no edu ha se jana wo se hyewa ebe hyew se wo se ka ne bokọ so ne yebo abaso a yebe ka ne bokọ na afi yabo wabaso hyere nso se Ghana with the Jumadie no Amalina Children's Haven na asoya sene se de bia me adwumaku bia omani ku abatan ene nkwala ho adwuma bia wo ye anamoto bia wutu as oba ema one wo ma ene wabusua no mo ani nko na Children's Haven abete Children's Haven enya nkwada nko a wo obatan no so no ukọ hwa onsa ebeka ne ma bebre a ebeboa wa ankasa ebeti wanim ne wabusua eno no hye ne nso ne kọ hodom Amalina nkrabata no da ne de nyina ye ka because na say say promotion bi a ye di chene ma no ye da so a ebo nkrabata no so e wo se wo hu nkrabata no na watimi akọ na onso oni omakwa di edwa Amalina nkrabata no kaswa block factory ukọ ho no ma edan ni si ho Amalina dan ni rented dan a si ho for that purpose ye dey see the yisa dwumadie no enti no ukọ ho time bia kaswa block factory a on sabeka Amalina dwumadie bia odi wo ho oba Ablekuma Kev ye wo Amalina Plaza wo ho no mo so a so enye rented dan a ye kukuresi ho a ye di sa dwumadie no ukọ Makola despite dan na chi a enye easy wo ho no mo kra nkrabata na ye vantage places timi edni omodin sa wo so easily what you say okokuma se aduma wo ho no tachiman nso ɔde duru hɔ a me ne wo kase yɛda so a anasa malina ɛda so a ɛpem kɔ n'anim ɛde nkorabata no ɛkɔ akyiri pa ɛyi onyaayɛ anka me sɛ Ghana fie biara mu no wobɛnya malina pɔpɔtwa kakraa bi ɛwɔ hɔ nom na wo nso so no nsa aso akyi sɛ ba no abaatan ho nneɛma ɛne nkwala ɛho nneɛma ebi a na apɛ sɛ ɔyɛ business wopɛ sɛ wotɔn nkwadaa ho nneɛma wopɛ sɛ wotɔn abaatan ho nneɛma biara Amalina na oni omo enkodi nsawoso hyɛne nso Amalina social media handles no @Amalina Children's Haven @Amalina Children's Haven koho na afi kohwe niema etwagu TikTok Facebook Instagram and then back on day is it X and they almost say X na ke Twitter okoho no ma de tie bia no okwa Amalina so yeso de ohun no social media no no apepepe na abekwakoto so e wo shop o je number yi na frɛ wo mo na nchiremu foforo bia wo bia no omo ne wo embo 0501 672445 0501 672445 ana 0501 672446 ai frɛ wo mo na ne omo eni nkomo ene Ghana we dey nsam bi twegu finra concerning state capture properties are on mine dia ni titiro ensase ama Jinapo Minister for Lands Edin Sembi Ababetudwa yenko he video ni mrani emedi hukomo.
A couple of weeks ago, Cabinet issued further directives to all public bodies, public institutions and public corporations, including public universities, not to lease, sublet, assign, transfer, dispose of, or otherwise create any third-party interest in any public land, granted or allocated them without the prior written approval of the President of the Republic. This directive, which was subsequently published in the dailies on Thursday, August 8, 2024, applies to all public lands that have been granted to public institutions, whether by way of freehold, leasehold, or any other form of grant. The days of public institutions entering into public-private partnership agreements with public lands without the approval of the President are obviously over, and any person who enters into any transaction does so at his or her own risk. All these measures have been put in place to ensure the protection of public lands and to regulate their utilization, ultimately in the public interest. Aside these preventative measures, pursuant to Section 236 of the Lands Act 2020, Act 1036, which enjoins the state to take steps to recover encroached public lands, the ministry constituted a public lands protection team to work with the Lands Commission to protect public lands from encroachment and recover those that have already been encroached. The team, in collaboration with the Lands Commission and the Ghana Police Service, has undertaken a number of operations to recover encroached public lands. The Commission is also working with the Ghana Police Service to provide protection for all public lands and prevent them from further encroachment. We have also engaged ministries, departments and agencies, as well as metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, to take steps to protect lands acquired for their use or which fall within their jurisdiction of the assemblies in accordance with Section 236 of Act 1036. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, there is also the issue of the state returning lands to pre-acquisition owners. Let me use this opportunity to respectfully make a very important distinction between Article 26 of our national constitution, which requires that the state give pre-acquisition owners the first right to acquire compulsorily acquired land, when the state no longer has a need for the land, and instances where the state returns portions of compulsorily acquired lands to pre-acquisition owners in lieu of compensation or some other consideration.
Lands Minister Samuel Abu Jinapo and Sema Ode Abetudwa Efano Lands Acquisition, State Lands Acquisition Hombra and Ebo in some Oka Yinano Etasumu, in some Oka Yinano Ebeboa.
A couple of weeks ago,
Sema Yanamuntua Ebeboa as on my enitima for anatima munibia. State capture and I say in Sasia Abine Ase ebusuakuo yi ton ma omo ho ana de cheche omo ho no enye ne ho komo ene baaye wokofa ba obi be ka kire wo se aban bi baaye ono so be fa state properties state lands enti nka we no enye news obi be sheda tinani ayira ka kire wo se wono kura no nim se state land na wakwakwa eden wakwakoto ana wakwakonya odidi ne ho dwumadie but ye bisa se sa state properties ya aban etinani asisui because we yaka ne say no eno nkyere se said the minister abegina wakasa no na saa na tie because there are evidence to so many issues concerning our lands apie kurom ha yantimi entu ho na mo abesi 3 months to election and the minister etimi esinkonwa edi ho nkomo a kire Ghana for nhyehyeye ne anamontu a omutu afa ho yeti kurom ha na asabi MPP penyini bi pa efri mu wiye no Achimota forest si yenyina ye be kai a menkomu kura too much a yenyina ye kai forever and the will or the 12 bontin sem otwero gu ho no utumi se Achimota forest a ye na nanom de ato hwama ye a bɔ man wo bra yi pa no nipa ba ko ankrakra ene abusuakuo bi aban bi ene amanyokuo bi acheche sa state property insase a ewo Achimota forest yi eti yaka ne sei no komia ye se nsem a ye ka de ahye ye hunkuran se yenya hotoso na state properties sase ne de ye bɔ ho ban aban enim se ya ton state property ama individual bia and so therefore anybody who is involved or getting involved in state capture biano should be warned in hyehyeye wo ho emra wo ho a ye do ebefa so ene ade ade abad inra no eno dem bra ne ye bo afa ho waji state lands a wo mo sisi properties esisi no ye gisa state properties na na se ye ne den de mo na didi da no ye je ana se ye ja ma eno akọ na de akai ne ba bebo ho ban ena se de aka no so ne dodo ye sen asoman yebako yanim na yo a second video bi a nkomodie bi ekọ ewo GH1 director says our video na ready amano so yenti the honorable minister deputy minister for sanitation MP for Sisala East and so Edibai
he refers to our government lands where he's talking about the station the radio station and the filling station
the government lands. You bought them.
Yes.
Please, Malik, hold on. Let
me
and
I am saying that today it is not a crime.
Okay.
If it is a crime, Malik should let me know. Where did I say that?
Oh wow!
I have never said that by state land.
Okay.
I have said this over and over, even on this station, that it is not a crime, but there is a procedure to doing it. So if you can establish that I have committed a crime, come on. Come and do it.
No problem.
The NDC chairman in Sisala East, the current NDC chairman, there were a number of us who acquired those lands, including your chairman and many other NDC people. So is that if it is state capture, how come that, what is it? You have both people who are NDC and NPP buying state asset through proper procedure. How do you
But is it right and fair that persons who have been put in authority, who have a far advantage, are acquiring these lands? By the time that, in the near future, there will be none of these lands for...
I'll come there. I'm only trying to establish the issue he has raised. So is it the NDC chairman having a piece of land there? Was it out of secret?
Malik.
And that is where I have my disagreement, complete disagreement. It cannot be the case that any other Ghanaian can buy a piece of land, but once you are an appointee, you cannot buy a piece of land. It cannot be the case. There is no law that says that a certain class of Ghanaians can acquire state assets, but another set of Ghanaians cannot acquire state assets.
When did you acquire those assets?
The land was, I think, in 2018 or 19.
When you had become
yes, I was the deputy regional minister.
Okay, all right.
So that is it. If Malik and Co think that I have committed a crime, and I think he's angered because I said John Mahama, there's a Joy News report here that stated 415 past government officials, institutions grabbed state land, including Rollins, including John Mahama, and now insist on that. The military land in Accra here, John Mahama, what is it? Went for it. And the Minister for Defense, what is lies? Why it is me, it is true. John Mahama.
Well, I say more. the Minister for Lands, Samuel Abujinapo, and some of the buyer, no. Deputy Minister for Sanitation, MP for Sisala East, Honorable Chinia, and Chinia, yeah, but I say, Doc. But now, or catch a mremuno, any problem to acquire state property. And to mess say, Honor, Yabeba Hona, Wabway and Kakra, I was aside, no. But what here the Deputy Minister for Sanitation, Honorable Chinia, Kenya, you know who, Bienim, on what you want, 1 year bonibia. And I yet to me so man McFanshire the council on our state property abroad wa bemu because John Dramani and Mahama Pensono there were so many instances and issues on also at all state properties and asase and insase on minor area from the time of Jerry Ebabisi and into any news and nobody has issues for its lands because it is not in the constitution. A problem say untimi ento. Ontiasie say ene ye ka ho asem because NDC aban no anamanyo kuo no eba power no omunya atumi no omunso medi sa bra ne bia de oman yi ejapade ensase ebo mo asafo hene to talk for bebre na ye bisa say is that how we should go? Oman ya yetimu yi sebe ya bra bokra te sen na kampese ya ba be fa eye oman na ejapade say ye de ma yankasa ye ho. Abrofo ba be ruli yen e ma yeda ne enkoa no ye di nkomo bebre se nu nti yen pa abrofo krasem ye pamo omo ye say the black man is able to manage his own affairs insu ne ye de ye nuanom mpedifo akwakotena ho a ye hu ye ho bra no ye nyama ye na yankasa so ye mfa yankasa ye bra enhye ye nsem ye fa ye destiny ento ye nsem no so no ye ntimi nye e na ye yankasa panifo afa yet memofuo nkoa state lands we no ebusuafo na na sa lands yi omo di ansebe state lands no so omo fa fi ho a nkoman ne kade na ke yewo de bia na me ka se ahemfo omo wa koma papa ye ka se obi ohene a na hwe ohene humility a owa ne humbleness a owo because ohene gise wawu na sa tumi na fininsa na yen ya ma yetumi se 4 years o na me adoma se 8 years yi me hu de yaji owiase aye baaye power for 4 years na ohene a yede nisi so at the age of 18 this wawu nyame ma ne 90 years a obedi tumi sa to 90 years ono mpo no one ye mo sa brai ye koye nkrom ye koye nchi a ya hefu bebre wo hono mu a omo ne wo kasa ehote dia ye nananom agya to ho amaye ono aba bedi so hene no obo ho ban because anyo no kwa na betima aba ye ohene ama wiase asai na ade na aban mu panifo a ya ma mo 4 years mu hu oman yi mobo ye to a ye nto ye kwa ye nsanka ehu na makwakọ ya aban ti no de mo pe na mo di tumi ne ye na me de bia na me ka sen ke me bi beba e na be do election said the election e be yi na e be bo 6 no bi a hye ne dem a these politicians will learn from us aka be bo 6 na Ghana ni bi MPA so akwakoto aba aka they will learn from us enei honorable minister e de abetu dwa nsem a oka no e ye de but nsem a oka ene na montuo no ebo abura nsem a woka e de no ma ya fa omo a ene uko trade fair enye ye dia trade fair ye nyina ye nyi a ye nim se trade fair ye kobo painting salai etwa ticket ekọ trade fair kọ hwe niema etwego wo Ghana ene na anwe ne se no Parks and Gardens yes ya ton Parks and Gardens bra ye fa mo ya ho ban dua flowers ema kromunya fe gardens ya ton ye kasi ye boso ye be boa. My question is that in some year honorable minister Samuel Abujina podi aba betu dwa no what happens to there ya ton de da no ye timi nyi ya de asoman e de hyehyeye because so hwe eye de Sisala MP ye ke ya ono no se asase no to no teacher bi ho teacher ni so to no abusuan bi ho wanya due diligence as a minister ntino one said ne refi say asase ne kra ye o man dia. And he doesn't see anything wrong with it. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. Because or a minister. Is that a way to go? Is that the way to go? Or man, you said the ordinary Ghanaian can't say anything. Ultimately, to Anamombia, Yachachel Ghana Nisa Egunachi. Pony Yamunkwa. Niama ya bono, any Niama ya, a yan yan, so to me can was him. And no person can create to me, Yasu Mwadie. Nakayanwan say, na me. Or my Japadie, yes, ye tongue. Na service, Waka ya Benjuma. Na wanya usika enti nsazi ebu abusuan bebremu no otimi ntobi hwese yesi ye ba besi cathedral okrom ha na ajaje for dan o e wo se ebubu because aban person kire se oni asase ba bia enkasa eye amena ya yetu okrom ha the most expensive manhole o se hole e wo okrom an yetu ho no ye bubu ajaje for dan nyina I ne bi da hotel be sin ne o man ne fa hoka ye koya na se ye bai senka state lands papa bi e da kwan ba bi ana de da ya tonto amanfo ya menya sure se anka charge for dan no nke bebubu so chinchire atwan e ho ne ye se ye pese ye si ye ka ne se cathedral national cathedral ni ntino a charge for na ete ho a lawyer for na ete ho ye bubu o mo dan nyina afi ho etu o mo da hotels a o man no so fa hoka we ya de chichire o man e kobia ese aha no amanyokuo bi beye ebenya tumi a se bibi kochewa timamuni etimi tu ho anamon because ye wotrimu po bi se ye koto anamon ye di bi nkra ye ba bedi fo ko ye munye du. State lands are for the state. State lands are for the state. Etimi nim de enti e wo se wo hwe oman mu nyina se wo de wo no anya sika na sika no kra se bi ho na de maawo ye akro ya ne asama wo na wasande aba beto ya sase. Are you not enslaving us? Monkwa na mo here to me. Monkwa na mo ni ma de efe. Monkwa na mo ni ma de efe. I think the honorable minister should go and come again and let us know. Say omwa e wo mre mo ma fa oman and I'm say any new mutu near the agi asase. Then I'll know say he's making an impact. Say ma ban ya me wo mu ya me ye minister for lands me ankasa Samuel Abujinapo a do na boje me so no me ma na won tu abesa me tu ne say ma ban fo na o ma to asase ana so ma fa Ghana asase no me je asase no na fe ma shekite say obi bi obesa tu sasa ne biom no de bre ne be fa so nie. Then I know the minister is talking because for 8 years in here and I say almost 8 years in here. Yeah, can state capture, state land so, MPP4, Abanwe F4, Opian can want some that. 3 months to elections. And now this uncle Moyaba Betuja. Now says NDC 4 year, say Jenny, say 4 year, young to say Hoya Benjamin Bre. And they are who to see, I don't know more buying. Yes, he am pet, and Yababa Fowl Sebra. By who you buy my Behe so manya man koye mayana moncho man mu ha enye from anke ani wuni asem doctor besi asem ni fie ya ma to me de yen ye pe no ye ma yen yen japade no enton boye ho bra na di wo hene adehye nam fom e na nkoa temponko so timamufo ya adehye ye nam fom e na nkoa temponko so Kromuha ensem sa state capture me I don't agree with the minister in some of the Canada there are okay I'm see a me I don't agree because 7 years in year in Sasia ya fa Kromuha omo ya ye dia chom as grant omo chese ye dia dom ase omo ya je kakra asase ba bi ye da ne bo ne age kakra ne dia ma obi foreigners ne ato ama omo Ghana ni kura pesa asase no ato e dia ye adwuma die bia ma Ghana fo enyam adwuma ye kra ye se yemfa ma no ene abro ene gi krom ha eje nsase ane bo odin aban pelifo ya akro ya so ene to ma wo mo doc boyen why na MP for sisala akire mu a enye bone se obaji ebia na enchiremu wo ho because
like I always say, but the honorable member Amidu Chinia Isahaku, MP for Sisala East, minim ni ayi ni pa ni personal assistant ni pa Fuseni Michiao Fatao. You know, yeah, but just to just to contribute to the discussion, media bar across any legislation, whether in the constitution, now say acts of parliament, HSA is a crime to buy or acquire
properties,
state properties in the Kikeka. Because we share Land Act of 2020, 1036 na Act 1036 na mi hunu bibia umusa. And now ba Article 25 ni 6 ni nyina no a ewo amamra constitution ni mu na so a mi hunu bibia sa wo. Nti no no odi kan ba you see the whole incommodate about this state capture need the kekeka no. One for me comes on the wings of morality,
right?
And we are and then also on the wings of conflict of say indeed say for example you ton to say prisons for assassin yes so you ton na say a state land na say me as an ordinary person timemuni many craji fast property no am pesa me koto it will be extra for me to get it what you say but if say penny be deputy minister and onu say no a deputy minister onu say the request kotum say opa the advantage onu benya ahead of me no doso because they would always want to favor one more the political class no and the elite no betina ye ka say enkanya bone anaso say eni embrem yes he said it eni embrem say auto a crime but it sounds say you have so many opportunities as timemu for your amount as a president as a deputy minister what you say entino dia kakra na ban ewo ho no nso na nka ye nso ye de bebo ye ho brase bia me interested in that property na me pesa me tona me so me nya bibi edie no na say wo come ahead of me because of a position privileged position I won't here na just say what bu me because me na me de me power no
amount
e de ama president what pony bi di amount what you say me sovereignty me de ama president and what pony bi di amount entinka de aka eche ni kakra nso a ewo ebetimi nso me so menya bibi ewo ho de aye ni de sanka wo jama me na me nso mitimi yi but enkoye sa eno na di di problems no eba because over the years it's true we've had several successive governments aba omatunto property near there and we've always said say it is not the way to go even though it has already been done abaya people have voted on some of these. In fact, some of these things that you can see were reasons why power changed hands in 2016.
Yes.
What you see? And to say, when you are quenya, you jide umu na ye waba say bebo man no brana say won so bebo sa abra we have catch say o de wetimi ado constitution mu esuko hu say there is no law binding thing you can get away with some of these things in here. And I think that and you know the moral aspect of it, you know. A idea was a guide the political class and those in leadership positions and they say who venture into that arena of acquisition and yes I am watching for and the conflict of interest bait because say me say a property no worth it be the worth of the property cry 20,000 Ghana cedis because me here and I me certain kind of influence one hand I got on me me cheap cry 5,000 and not because Krumha their evidence is actually state property say vehicles near the idea a whole V8 who could hear boy a ton I'm a politician V8 it be registered 20 and now 21 now who could hear boy a ton ama one more unia uyembesho V8 ya ton boarding na because or a political class and now a politician and mood dunti or then na no to so beto ni I finish it deal na man in a very low na a hard for me the minister deputy minister nin komodie no e wa GH1 and e do ma se omama e ho kwan se yin so mu video no nin komodie on that platform no is totally misplaced. Enya dia sebi
excuse my French, it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense and
for a minister to speak like that.
I mean, and I'm glad and I'm happy say the minister himself has said in fact last week I can one seven was say the omode cabinet any president adja to me say this time around whoever wants to acquire state property e fa no asase ana hubiano you have to go through and now that the presidency would have to okay that kind of arrangement before but medimanusi article 25 and I say any property compulsorily taken possession of or acquired interest or for public purpose shall be used only in the public interest or for the public purpose for which it was acquired. And chinian komodie na wo di say later o admit say fine eni say eni mbremu say was so wrong no or sanji to mu say ne property filling station or ne mpeswa so ho no ne filling station no siso no state land ojitu mu and so I'm looking forward say action will be taken because say embrawe 25 na chere say ya kwa land no say be di certain public good dumedie bi
personal
it has to come back to the state yentimi nton ema a sector minister and we kra no sanji to mu say otoy at the time na no regional minister nti ho no and even conflict of interest in komodie no America no ewom because every individuals we kra wo esoro ho no na but esan say wo munye politically exposed and be senti wo ye regional minister nti kakabensem ni tumia wudi nti wodi ebikra na wo yes ama ye dane edema nti ho no entwaye and I'm happy that san hihye we aba I'm hoping say the political class ndi be ye adwuma say the be ya no so henceforth no asasi bia no belonging to the state and that property bia belonging to the state ye dane was a seeking approval from the presidency.
You see, it's quite unfair, say, more brother for the vulnerable for you, I will krum hano. You best sell lie edit to me amount. Now, you come back at us as if typical example, it might not be a state land, but okay to me and not a bimu at the gens as a crafty ordinary Ghanaians, more brother or no, the papa been a dear Janana, it was so sad. Me chance on a video concerning Papaya we Kumasi deputy minister then
John Kuma
okay some nature go Kaswa old barrier ho and Sasia you say
okay Bibian
and dying one anyhow he managed to get all these lands around that enclave on na say any power e ka dia panaka obetimi aye so me once a state land no do emrabia ni hu saade but the man to assume ne say wo dey public service ade na wo ye no public why not obi abepe say obetu sa na mo no but say kwa private kind of a idea na say wo bra yesu
oboya
bra yesu what you say mama fan line sene tudwana Ghana for our phone side ready no and so intimate free out of 4 internet said in common etwa guo no obetimi so the contributions aba 0302771593 no and obetimi afre also 0302771593 now the messages afa 0202115445 and 0531971628 see yedin komo kasa no ema ehonte na yehu said ye fa oman ye pen puma sibre. Hello, good morning.
I just fine morning. A week ago, but you're more to say.
Oh, body adaro.
But me adu me dan yanko pass your friend last and make a village side city.
Alas and yet you. Bibi aboko.
But you me da masine. Dia to ege anapei. But you we the mission any ma anapei. Nsema amoja to ja ama me ra ho papa. Na nyame maye nyina abotre me say yempanyimfo no ekwan omoye yemfa so no pato eyemobo metile side estate when strategy o mafa
Me too.
Only the name. Also, the ama estate developer. Only the name of the ama estate developer. Say that. A quite first one, no.
Why not old in name?
Politician is also a politician.
Oh, okay.
Only the name. Into only the ama estate developer. Into Musha Okoni, Sa estate developers, no. Musha say a convention of Fanya Assassin.
All right.
But national, but I see anything. Say national, I see anything. National identification. Say on mine, and I'm a one.
Yeah, on my money.
It is a national cathedral. Say money there, and he said, Nanado see offer money sika in national cathedral. And I'm at your young school. Nanado see offer money sika in national cathedral. That's national, I see anything. I want to make sure I am what I say you.
It's you.
It is and James Adano Obubuyano. Say a state land, and I'm a buana.
Yeah.
And I only see national cathedral, and I'm a buana.
Yeah.
It is a humanity. But a band is saying in the achieve Victor Solomon. But a band saying achieve Victor Solomon.
Yes.
It is another about Omanica dia. On the ancient one.
Mema lawyer, I'm here the constitutional answer on that issue. Say, or your man penny now about my car, say, Mrano Etchin and I say, Enchino, or your lawyer, what he did. Ibiano, no, Ibiano so fast was ya, Entino, or Jibre, ne Coswar TV, no, or wow, now yet the Sanchez Mono Abba. Because oh, here a car, and a kind of sadia, no, it's all her car. I man penny deal my way, and a car bought my way. I was a lawyer, Bem. Yen Timian so fast or court, or Yanin Yajuma, into a hair Yanani, or baby Sass, or baby Sans and Funano. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who didn't baby Afrifi?
From me, this was you. Have been to Bola, I'm Casa Pratum Tapo.
Achem Tafu.
I mean, I know you could hear the gate down.
Oh, Kafra.
And Kaya and I pay, and Yawanda.
My main come. Now, Bambi was through a two for my hotel, throw on it. As I'm say, in the uncle who the could be anywhere or more from. I am a one of our move on who come on my head up and I'm more than a word. And somewhere lawyer, if you can, no correct, and so come back as a no correct. Who could I know so no time? Oh, a cow more boy and a 33 or more boy and Ghana. And so come time and easy for a ball cat who. No more for fashion for fry in so much the back. Or I have bonnet now, all kind of bonnet. No, could be the Olipa bia o yesi fu a onyi nipa nfum ta no ye na ade intimate tramu danko fu ya mu amfa ade a ebebo am ye ni obi ni before papa bi o ba bebo Ghana na Jeffrey how we ade ti bia ye to ade so okota makusam kura na ye wan si bi fi first no mi ade enu ye koto makusam ye ti ti ni kura ade I see the news science of saying you know. Huh?
That's it.
See, about what you are going. Have yes, bedroom on one can them. That's it. Or Casu Philippa on go one or two said there. Huh? There be young Pekatidre. I'm why I support Messi. Say I went. Oh, about 1 district, one dam, one district, 1 million, one way, way. So, one thing, my thing, income. Then, Papa, you could be uncle, still home. Uncle, we soon see what you move, while running on that, because we're going to more. Sabi, we are what I to be an Ukraine, and you what oh, huh? And so, the uncle, we are no more. That's what they're going to have the day.
Na be de chire so se fa 2 minute man no me ye de o na o chire ma o ye de 2 minute man ko ntimi me hwe
na wo ni awo o papa na nkata mu a de ho ode ya ko jira kwa ye ni wa timi ano o ntimi yes papa na nkata mu jira kwa ye ni wa timi nta e po ba akokra jani e japo iwo na wa akola wa ko jira wa se medo o dade be na ade ko do na on saben
oh na eja se ka
na e ko se dade na manu no akodo
eja se papa fo dodo na ye se nko beku Goliath but o man timi David ne beku no
o he meba sa meti ni
meti o
sa meti na onu so be ba be kan meti no ba se ka no di ba yi but oye wa economical man address obi eni wi ati ha nti onu ba mebu akonta papa ma Ghana be yi o bedu ya pa no de be ka ba be tim de ta na ifre obi ani tie wu no ka se mu ana wu tie no we obi ayo ka se ni eti ni tie wu ya we kro de go omu nu omu e no omu tan tre omu ankata de omu se so omu so na e ombe no omu tre omu so omu enyewu na juada bi e beto aba no wumbi omu mre wa ya aye ti se kuti a ni bon wo kwa ho ni ehu se kuti ye dijabu mo begane ni e si bon ba ko ni e bi tu evu ani mo kuti ensu furawo e wo wumbi ye tu omu
yate yana
na obi apa omu aba o e to mu nya campaign kura nka be a omu ya no aya omu ye omu campaign yi omu he TV so eni fa bi no omu di maki mama o ko kura o ye na ji so bi na kura be do mu ezina na ki
yate
baka o de mama nko no obi mra bi na mi di omu ati a meka za ama
o so betin ya friend Ghana ho na ye chichiri nti no wo kasa no ma kasa no mom ehwo ate amaye anape ye beda se doc eti lawyer question na
yes wo share chapter 8 of the constitution article 57(5) and 6 enchirimu wo ho the president shall not while in office as president be personally liable to any civil or criminal proceedings in court. 6 and say civil or criminal proceedings may be instituted against a person within okay.
So hello, good morning.
Fine morning. Pastor, me person me under Amalina question.
What the wabani yenya mano nonko nenke yenya Amalina na pay but the wabani yenya mano
waba yemfa ma wona ko aka me enu pe nti wo wini pe na chese okay enti Amalina ne nkrabata wa akra ha no uyi makola ni uyi makola free mu a emfa biom na Amalina wo akra ha
wo the mancha
sisi we the opportunity
wa jibra fa phone afre se o pese wo ya Amalina ho adwumadie unim nkrabata bia won kran ha
wo de oyi makola free ho a emfa biom na wo spinters oh there be weti
yeah my last chance
one last one wager himfa enigbawe ana himfa ba what friend himfa
vim na what the frey yeah politics not the vim afre na obey Amalina na
what he
it is spinters
what is spinters
by time
yeah okay oh dear yɛde bɛma nti producer no be kasa we chiri why na enkate line ne ndi nkomo we chiri na onje udin ene yekeke kan ho na ye ni ndi nkomo we chiri why okay all right nti Afra and that's it nti me kanwa 6 no say civil or criminal proceedings may be instituted against a person within 3 years after his ceasing to be president in respect of anything done or omitted to be done by him in his personal before or during his term of office, notwithstanding any period of limitation except where the proceedings have been legally barred before he assumed the office of president. Clear.
If I told Omar Al-Hassan.
So otie amenyane so dia usi nyenye and whether civil or criminal because it is assumed say dwumedia wo di ni nyina no efa oman ho and not on his personal capacity but we free abem no usizi to be president ya obi
hello good morning
boss
we didn't be afrefi
but your friend Jolan Kasafi Alago
all right you too
nukwenya mini na okoso ogana ni de enya bako ntwemi kura nkwan epon de afaso ide enya de ntwemi kura mo ya to abama mo ya pe ejuma mamo na ya yesan de tax sika etu amoka na mo ase sika no mo so ntwa mo na mo san de ijafade ankankofo bituma yede so an committee na afani pa ojuma nso anu anu me ro mo se wi ya sase ade a mo ye de nukwenya mini na mbo but more at this radio kakra but last me free concerning
okay
the producer name kasa we kire but still me say Gideon fan we
ono kasa we say
on friend obisa me question me answer na oje me din or send me telephone number
ono wakasa
oje me din telephone number no kasa obe friend me back but man
okay
nti wo de jebrene bra CTV ha
lebi o frɛ coupon de na
coupon de Tuesday
okay nti Amalina ebe frɛ na omahwɛ bebi a wo ne bebi a omo shop ne wo na wakɔhɔ na kwakɔgye why
okay
na wo anga out he
patron ti
alajo okay and definitely no wanhwɛ wo wakɔ omo nkrabata na da makola ana so se ablekuma nti omo uni omo mefrɛ wo no mu ni omo hwɛ na omo kyerɛ obabi a eben wo se de be ya abiri why
pacho because na Mr. Man
don't worry omo mefrɛ
pacho
and that's it
bye bye
nti nipa no sizi to be president here
yeah
free abenyu so said John Dramani Mahama efi aben na se afi odi dwuma bi
hello good morning
good morning doctor
hello good morning
doctor
we didn't be afrefi
kwesi bizino ndeke bigo ntan
all right you too
Amarina so akaba ko mu fama mi
o say
Amarina so akaba ko mu fama mi
Amalina, asa ka ba ku ye fa ma o. Na wow.
Mo na nsa kwa ba ku ese na nkwala mi ba ku 3 ba ku na na.
Me nya botre, o se wo ma mi ensa na mienu.
Me ensa ba ku ese sa na ba ku owo tu na na.
Za.
No ba form 2.
O form 2.
It's no kiki.
O house bay.
O house 4.
House 4.
House 7.
Ene o ba no. Ye fancy ha.
Oze onu akwa pamu. We free lines. Nipa wa ma mbisa ni question.
Okay. Oze nke fa Malina last one na. Bare ages are all bobo ya.
So say the last one. The last one is
hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Udini baby Afrefi.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Udini baby Afrefi.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Udini baby Afrefi.
My name is Benjamin.
Your name is Benjamin. Okay. Where are you calling from?
Specific tema.
All right, Benjamin Yetio.
Yeah, me imagine I say, the person before say, yeah, abano, I don't see no more president no mu omusi we no because omu ni say o na muke omu ni long na no more president no ko si cathedral national cathedral o enyo say na ke the law say they say omu ntimi fa long akafa akanasi ndati
yeah that's it. The issue of the cathedral wa hon doc asema e hatima mufo pa o hwe e ho bra ene se de ho na monti akwa kosi a ha oman pa ye. Hello, good morning.
Doc Mataba you.
Ona oba wo apam no.
What will be that with you?
Okay. O de ma doc emisa wa Malina question na apam ho nsem house 4. House 4.
Ono kwa apam ntina obise bisa.
Apam de o ye be ma na kwa apam house was so kwa house 5. It's count nam house 4. Doc ma.
Okay.
I am 40.
Kumase Amalina wo ho ana Amalina ni ho.
Oh, Kumase Amalina
Awadum.
Wa ko hoda.
No quarterback I know with a doctor to the maba order maba do order. Okay. So no mo wo to do a cancer.
Yeho what you say wa be eye. Enti enti we producer no be kasa we chire na waje we information na Amalina fo be frɛ na o ma kyerɛ o bebi a obetimi na wa peke wo coupon no. Why? Okay.
All right. That's the beauty of it.
Yes.
Okay, mo Amalina so ni omudi djumadi pa. Oni omudi djumadi. Wa obeti ba kwaso afre na ye di nkomo. I mean ene Ghana nsase a aban panifo fa de ye omo anka so mo japade iska ye mo mutumi no omo ade bo mo ho bra eno ho nkomo na ye die. Nti do senkyere mu bi mu wo ho a Ghana for na ye educate omo na
nchemu ni nhyede ni ho bi. But sa particular
na ministers nso ministers ana aban adwuma ye ni bia
omo nyina enjoy some level of immunity but minister dey na say I mean omo immunity no enhyeda enquire to say president ni dey ntino
ntomo no omo wo mu na etimi di omo kokota na je so
omo feel say wa ye bibi etiawa but you don't see ultimately see or no as a person.
Okay.
You can sue the ministry and now bibisa. Yeah.
Once e be fese dan de nyina beje bre na wa hwe Ctv Dwabo. Is an say yen penifo betina ha nyina no enim de me o gina so nya botre enim de o he doctor wa he ya wa kwadre wo law ni mu pa yie ni amanyo se me ba na parliamentary ayi a mo issue bre no. Why? Hello, good morning.
Afra, good morning.
Oh, Alaji.
Afra, so to me with trending as well. Mate and also with the data.
Oh, na se wa Alaji. Krum ha na ye no nyina na wo. Doctor di ni birthday, one friend so mbeje masa. Me di me birthday, one friend zembeji kosi. Nzezi ya na me ma ogina phone so awdi me kontokwa yi. Wontokwa kra yan kun wie.
No money na obi a wakoko bako obi ntek.
Obi a
akoko bako e wo ntek.
Nyabotre be ma na se oba.
Me share no a onya oba mi bia ope le bro oba
Alaji yanko
No, good morning.
morning Alaji. Good morning.
Okay, good Afra no. Me friend sir. You will leaders will my more or current youth and the future leaders on Beba now. Your leaders on Mojin and Masan Kofana.
Almost see you money the Omoji on my home.
No credit. I request you any other credit. President Akufo-Addo to say.
over 80 something years. What to make quite low. I a bit 50 years later. Salu no quite years, so a bit 50 years later, 100 years later. No. When you say cano, and pay the that 15 years a generation for no paper no bit maintenance idea so it is cano. 1 5 years. 1 5 years is what the hot brothers are watching in the 18 and 10. And my 15 years of falling in a bit here, okay, what you know. Woman no matter here. You need leaders, especially this correct a clear or more. And what kind of one? Only a appear could be. If a Japan book or something or kind. What's the way to the issue? What's the way to a family for issue? It's my MPP, the uncle defended. One will have a family for no, one will defend no matter. We're going to get MPP accept.
Right.
One will be a appear could be a fever. And we say a have a press and go for one will take a woo. Now, today, lawyer Cassiano. Sir, a quality of my chat to all the present Mama, Edu Command, OSP. And I, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I, yes, to share the Mama one. But I could find one year. Lawyer Matupu, I have a trap is the Akufa to be loose to be what's it from with the Akufa to the court.
Also, the Melkotana.
Ah, check me some fun on court to cry, make Nakabit me. Said meet the first, the Mama here, you know. Nakabit me, yes, I mean, Meko, the middle crew in the Beko, at the Mabo here, say, one swear, say, one near corrupted Anna. Family Wulu, and there's also a Wulu. Would have you scar, and then Bomia, Espedi, no one can have 1 month or so. 2015, 2030, no one that can. 2030, 2012, no to be Espedi says can endorse them. Wokojano Efa. One of the pay ASN, AFA. And no to me, will be going to be man a car, or will be where you feel, woman is through a time, that can only prefer. And your colleagues come boy and me and no, and all the idea in there. Your coupons, you missed your bye.
Yeah, I say. Yeah, they call no ABC Hanum say, you better be Biasia, OJ bread, ya di in Como, in some ha, na ya name, say, also to me, a fre, a cherewadrin, a issues are ha or may, or manage a children, union, yes, you bet me. Edi aboa o mane chechire no ena yegusua ye de Ghana we dey ABC anum say e be try ho aba ye ba dwabo apomoden mre ena edu Estel Natural Clinic ena so ya cinema de bro ye ba sisia
Malina Children's Haven ye. I had no bad time you're done ba. I turn a baniema. Your babedi, your bashare, your beda, your de bediagro, the bamana tumbo, then you never are Malina. I'm Malina on crown near Menina, Nana was so dear. Your 3 levels. Level 1, be waha. Level 2, a quaranta dian papua fe. Level 3, wholesale. 2 a store now pen near Madia. Prabe Febi. Amalina shop a whole wager block factory. Afo for cra, a fena ye piano. Amalina to the haven. I know about a pebia tone baniema. Here. TV, fridge, freezer, air condition, gas cooker, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser, microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, and iron. Seven Hisense smartphone no sukradia. Yeah, titi so more than. A Hisense factory direct promo. It's in your madada noa. Emma light bill kuno. Fasi baby. Never cheerful. 19th August. I come 28th August. Bora Hisense showroom bia. Koso. Sense factory direct promo way. 9 days per 80. First come, best serve. Hisense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
It's party time, on Watching and Fair. Ola Bawo. As I introduce to you Safari Zoom Flex live on Ghana's #1. With Zoom Flex, you can join the fun wherever you find yourself via Zoomer. Ella, shake the body. God, it's Friday. Of course, time is 10 p.m. Sharp on Ghana's #1 with the man them DJ Last Week Official. We say Ola Ba Wo.
Give me the move, give me the vibe, give me the move, give me the vibe, give me the move, give me
CTV, Ghana's #1.
Abatu amreya senyaso enti amanyefo ahyase eba obafo mepo esane monchemonka ibi betwitwa su esane ne okokuru mutinti ewie no yebedi won kasefo mutintiman titru a obese ne se yanto abama wo na wonya akwanya woyi wo manga na hyebre ne so adikunu akadontodiem de se mamu mapom bigina obisa efimre santini empo afi apema hankro adiokuru bienu a wo hya se to aba nizuzu aso pame ananya wo mpesua wo busua eno makasa wa bana boso emena siaso to osia ba yeche ye bedi hu papa enunti na CTV ahihye dwumadi a yato ne din de candidate ye beso ye behwehwe senkrofo kuya e ba bagye nsem to me nyina sa wo pra ko mra hye bebe ana wo pra be ma ni ye bisa wo nsem ye kunu mani so de kunu no mtimadwe wonu a pray ya wo sa pidi ye memwa bu hu akonta ansa na yase mo nempo nya wonya apanya nso pese okọ ye bisa na ni so de na ye gina so e de ato aba bisa se opoku ti
nti abusafo enkonyesie na yeguswa yede bremu e wo CTV Dwabo dwumedie ni so and sede monim no apomudin komodie na enden so Excel Natural Clinic aso yasene se ende yemfam bremu e wo mafiefiem ni hu bia Excel Natural Clinic sede ye ka no wonom esa yade bebre but it need diabetes, hypertension, high and low blood pressure, hepatitis A, B, C, D, cholesterol, fertility, cancer, impotence, bladder stone, kidney stones, ni nyina no. Ene yade bia ya so kran krobia no didu omaso ya omosi nyaminti omde edo kanwa natural bibia bedadin e de ama se de be ya obinya ahotoso na wetimi akọ wadwuma so eni bibia wo ye bia wo abrabo nyina mi so be konkan e de ama obetimi afre wo mo e was 0531 520897 ana 0536 542 509 mami nsi subie 0536 520897 and now 0536 509 ya uno medin sa oswo omo malangba we kwantempo so na preomo na ni omo ndin komo sisia me ne wo kase na bibia nso ebe fine sanso ne yeda Amalina Children's Saving for asese omo di omo ntema abo Excel Natural Clinic for edia no se yenkoso a embo de wuro no efa apomudin ho se de be Ghana fo nyina be gina brane Amalina Children's Saving said ye kan obetimi ni omodin sa wo so e was 050167 2445 and 0501672446 said de be ya dwumedi bia opeso no mudu opeso ku tuniama ni biton na nso nya bibi e de bo wata so a frɛ wo mo utobi wo wono mo online portals ni so na opeso mu deliver de bre okra no a omo delivery service o metimi aye ni nyina de ama nti ye da abusua ko ya sese o maso ya sene ende se de edika kan no efa ya pomodi nkomodi ye hwe lung cancer nti gibre frebusuafo a omo ni TV no ho ana se wonum nyamba online no fra omo nyina na ka hwem se nkomodi no shase na omo gibre na omo nsinkonja ye ni Dr. Derek quality or a medical practitioner at Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Yanino AC Nkoya. Chief, Boko dear.
Do not struggle with quality.
Oh, okay. All right, into doc, na Martin in the Nuntino, or dear Befem. First of all, Yenya Huntia say a DNA lung cancer, and a dear cran a day lung cancer eba. And he said, "ABC fana na yenko tosa amanini mu anasa o hawo mu." Nti gibre na oni ensi nkuja sankomodi. Doc, nti yen start lung cancer na de ben ya. What is it?
Okay. Really kind of made your viewers as for the time they've taken to watch us. Na ye kase lung cancer ye potokasem no me kan say a chronic illness.
Okay.
Once you develop it, you're in a non-communicable disease category.
Okay.
Area say a war or one kasa ho.
Okay.
And you're able to media sunny obi.
Okay.
Now, lung cancer, one of many types of cancers are Ghana. Dr. Penibi study Kolibu na chese. Lung cancer constitutes in Kolibu cancer cases about 12.7% of cancer cases lung cancer. So one of the cancers that are emerging now, one of the things a cancer a disease of concern is something a bit me bibia fa ho. Nyamane cause lung cancers or cancers in general no ebi wo ho bit me atwana mo a bit me abon ho ban free say obenya sa cancer no nanso cancers bi wo ho ntumi nya ho hwe cancer poten no cancer obi wo tumi so bit me hu bibi a bebo ne ho ban free chances of getting that cancer.
So I don't know at the end of the day. Okay. Is it by birth? Is it hereditary, immune, and as a lifestyle?
Into your photocast of more friendly risk factors. It's just saying, increase your chance of developing lung cancer.
That's your lifestyle.
Yes. Na dodo na lifestyle. So na we can bosono.
Yeah. Na
if we be smoking, cigarette smoking, tobacco, cigarette smoking. Once I go abroad, Ghana is a more conservative society. The nyamesumne historical religious upbringing. And so be a conservative. A bit of smoking, but smoking in the elsewhere, they really smoke. For example, my doctor colleague go school Cuba. Ne professor Chena dio e school no e hospital. Specialist ne penny o Chena dio no e Cuba no. O Chena dio na on jot. Doctor penny o che doctor so it's a lifestyle.
Omo weather no na.
Much omo weather. Oko Ukraine, Russia, most of them are drinking. So what happens is that once you pick up this type of smoking habits now, over the long term now, it increases your risk of getting lung cancer. And if you remember across the world, smoking is a leading cause of lung cancer globally. Now, apart from in smoking, your primary smokers, and then your friend of second-hand smokers. Into me, I met me kana me koto me jaws na me no ma. A friend of primary smoker. So me and I make jaws no. Now, second-hand smokers, yes. Na makoto me jaw time no. Now it's me chain. We see na me pu no. Yes. Ni na uchuko. Yes.
The crime buchen.
Obuchen. Na yeteben to say obi ne kunu a anaso obi ne nyaketo mutifi ba kwa. over a period of time, no, one own smoky be no, or chances of developing smoke cancer, eso costro.
One own smoky be.
One own smoky be.
Okay.
Out to be or smoking. It's a very serious issue. Now, apart from smoking, no, you will be a friend asbestos exposure.
Okay.
Now, asbestos exposure is something most people don't know about. So, for example, building a woman saying, "What check your roof? Your roof materials are hood over bread. Your roof. Modern roofs, no, with aluminium sheets near the end. But there were certain types of old outmoded roofs asbestos. Until I quite remember a few months ago, now I was in my consulting room, and a young man or buy and I say, "Oh, wabawa sa, wabawa ni boso ye ne ya, wabawa to the biu humuja wa ne, yeah. Now, wakwa hospital say chin have baby, you can't mean solving a problem." And I'm maybe saying a simple question: will you juma around roofing sheets and straightforward question? I may be saying, and I'll say, I don't know who here now. Or camera installations, so he's always working. He's been doing it for 15 years. Yeah. Now, your material be inside roofs are from asbestos. Now, asbestos no a very toxic compound. It called lungs more. It may trigger the formation of cancer in your lungs. Now, it's also a very good material for making roofs. No, asbestos near the roofs globally. Shiny ones. There's a material be, you know, and then you're shiny.
Your friend felt, no,
that time. And don't want asbestos. And most of them come from India. Until there was a certain hill in India, no more mining asbestos. Among who said the people that live around that community, most of them ended up dying from lung cancer. If you're winning, it could just say, "Oh, asbestos they cause lung cancer." So people that live, looking at the type of roof that you have, there are some steps you can take to protect yourself from developing lung cancer. Now you'll be juma around roofing sheets and those kinds of things. It's wear protective clothing to protect yourself from developing lung cancer.
I see. So these are some of the causes. And
okay. But in sun generally you increase your risk factors across many cancers. But primarily alcohol is not known to increase the chances of developing breast cancer. Now one other issue of concern is we can say if you move to Kolibu Teaching Hospital. Now if you move here, a chair say somebody can also say smoking is the leading cause. A chair say Ghana Hano. In Kofomunya lung cancer or Ghana Hano. Dudonayama.
There's a man and no jot in the chamber because if smoking is the leading cause of lung cancer, then a man leading.
Very good question. Essentially, instead of finding out, in our context, at least in Kofonomo called Kulibu for treatment, most of them, what led to their cancer was not smoking. So 57% of the people that developed the cancers were women. And then out of the 50% of the women that developed the cancers, 61% of them didn't have any smoking history.
Okay.
There's a more num jots that.
Yeah.
Num jots into feedback. And see, it raises the questions. What are other causes?
Exactly. I'm curious.
Yeah, what are the other causes? Then one of the things we realize is that diesel fumes. One of the leading causes of lung cancer. So you take our women hawking the streets of Accra. More ton plantain chips, or more ton apple, ton grapes, or quite so. Now, cabia, chocho cabia, sound hopai, we see a blue.
Kill number plate.
Or roadworthy.
Serious argument. Cannabis sound.
road me because smoking, you know, but Kano road worthy. And the research is showing that our women, and women are the majority of people who are hawking the streets of Accra, are developing lung cancer. So it's something that we have to pay a close attention to, you know, because these are some of the things, other exposures, of course, say, the leading, you know, that can contribute to why our women are developing lung cancer, even more than our men. And when it comes to fish smoking as well, you know, fishing communities now, how they fish, how they smoke their fish, you know, the firewood, you know, very toxic, you know, environments on Madia. These are also other things that are contributing to developing lung cancer. Yeah.
So what preventive measures and fishmongers see titria okaye enuanomba na ma menom yes sisters are omonjina street moton there because we there when them say 24/7 they're always plying the roads and they are also in there selling measures in a day. And what's the education for that?
Okay, so for smoking we recommend say if you can seek help to stop smoking. Smoking is an interesting habit because they are addictive. You know, a hook him. So it's difficult to break. Although minimum say there may right, mama lung cancer, mama saying say, but that willpower to stop nebini. So you need to find help. You need to find professional help. Counselor, psychologists, psychiatrists can help you break that addiction. And also, so be smoking, avoid sharing company with that person. Okay, when someone is smoking, avoid sharing company with that person because you also increase your risk as a second-hand smoker. Now, when it comes to burning of firewood, for our women dealing fish, they need to smoke a lot of time. I think we can explore cleaner smoking options, either using gasoline, gas, and some other, you know, method of smoking the fish without using firewood.
Can the nose mask be of help?
The nose mask that we use doesn't protect us from much. It's very thin, unless they're very sophisticated respirators. And I don't think they'll have access to it.
Because, I mean, with the, like the fishmongers, gas and
price,
yes,
you know, the economics of it.
Sales on fish if they have to sell. And
Absolutely. So I think one of the things they can do is to protect themselves. I mean, having some form of protection is better than not having any form of protection. Into one of them, those that can afford should explore other safer methods of burning, of smoking the fish. And then their exposure to the smoke as they are frying. You don't have to be there all the time. People are almost smoking, you know, so you have to limit your exposure to smoke. To me, avoid the crowd or exposure to the smoke, you can reduce.
But doc, obiso betimi achire mu say one also no was smoking so many years in here. Fini mofrasia many or 70 something years. I mean, we have people like that, and they've not experienced lung cancer.
Absolutely. And see, when it comes to smoking, there are a lot of diseases are smoking into me apart from lung cancer. Into smoking, when you develop lung cancer, you are not free from the other issues that lung cancer to me. But it's a very good point because in a bit of a your friend be family history. So papa in your lung cancer pair. Or chances also when your lung cancer na costro. It's a very family history. To be over with smoky son, but should I need family history of lung cancer? And you can go through life and not really develop the cancer. But you don't know how your genes are. And to smoking just once, twice, a few times, a few packs of cigarettes, never develop lung cancer. As opposed to someone who has been smoking for close to 50 years. Good sugar. Right. And it's hard to say what type of genes are. So it's best to avoid the habit.
It was a year, and you have 40 hours. There's a lung cancer, and apart from smoking, any the overboard way. In the end, by beer, spicy beer, in Nihonoma, causes.
No.
any animal the near the being where courses are.
No.
So that side we are free as human beings.
Yes, but there's a stadium where a choice vitamin supplements, be a friend of carotene, beta carotene, a trigger. People were taking it to protect themselves, but steady be finding out that supplements no cause say increase the risk of getting lung cancer. So for supplements, you have to be careful to watch out for beta carotene. If it's inside, avoid it. Now, comes to other spices, generally they are not specific to lung cancer, but some of them contain very poisonous substances, and that increase your overall risks we're developing cancers in general.
I see. It's been very and some of those a lot to say about this particular lung cancer. And moving forward now, can we have part 2 of this discussion?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So there be move for a bit me, but yes, sorry, so no. What do you say? Is it quite expensive? The economic side of it, because most of the people, no, yeah, the other one, encouragement. I want to so ben na odi ma yahwefo ne etie for say whatever it is, no, via treatment of this particular condition, no, economic wise, is it expensive?
So, treatment of cancers in general are typically not covered by health insurance.
Okay.
Now, treatment, chemotherapy, you need drugs to treat cancers, and they are very expensive. Very expensive. I think government took a good step by absorbing the cost of dialysis for patients with more chronic kidney disease. So I think they can explore taking up some of the cost of the treatment for various cancers into the National Health Insurance Scheme, if it can be sustained. Now, the best chance we have, because of the cost of treatment, is to invest in what we call primary prevention, where we invest in rehabilitation institutions, psychiatric institutions that can help people break the habits of smoking, and then also strengthening our environmental protection agencies and authorities to assist our market women who are smoking and come up with cleaner ways by which they can smoke fish, and then also to strengthen, or let's say streamline about, let's say, DVLA, for example, the processes of assessing roadworthiness for vehicles. They should strengthen these institutional agencies so that we protect the environment. Because Oko Baby to say Kropong, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, they are from Kropong. The air there is just different.
Very,
very natural, very serene. But Saneko Agbogbo, she said, "Oh Jesus." No, oh, so life expectancy is okay that area. Now, life expectancy is okay. You could point different. Or risk factors are different.
What awareness are we giving to the general public as a health year? A year and a more year, because I mean, in some year came, most of these people are they don't know. The system I woman no offer abublushi one no on the year came and they want to into the awareness na yebetimi create media houses maybe we should go on so that I mean 1 or 2 people can even adhere to what we say and they can relate to other people.
Absolutely, which is why I'm very impressed with the work that you've been doing over the last few months, and you've done a great job, because that avenue for health professionals to come and then educate the public. So I think more and more people should emulate the work that you're doing, and it will gradually, the message will get out there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. In terms of yadin komoni besi ha na yasan ajibre na dog beba. Nya part 2 of this particular discussion. Dr. Derek Quality yadana se edawase pa doc say ojibre out of your busy schedule pa Kolebu doctors in there omo ye hot papa. But wajibre eni ebesi nkonya oye medical practitioner e Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Tino yadin komodi besi ha all questions those by ebe for the amano now forming part of the discussion for the part 2 of this lung cancer discussion moving into the future. Nti yado bibia sesa ojibre na okan ye ho ye twa ye ho sima ye ba political grounds no ye besi nkonya na yakasa.
to Maria Senso, and Tia Manafo, Ashasia, and Papo, over 4 mepo, a Sanimonche Monka, a baby Picasso, a Sammy no Kuku Mutinti. Every ano, you did one cast of 4 mutinti mine, tip through our best and say, Yan to Abama, now when you are Quenya, where you were mine gun, a shepherd and Miss Wadikuma, according to them, they say my mama for me. Did you know yourself? A family Santini, and put a fair up in my hand from a Dukrumi one, who shall say to Abba. Inzuzo Pame, and Enya, Pisuya, Robusia, and Wakaswabas, and Menasias to a Sam by a chain, the daddy in Papa. A new tea, na city, associate media, yet to the candidates, Yabasu. Yabapisha Sanko for Kuya, ever by doing some to me. Some walk up on a shabby, and I walk up a mountain. Near Bissapisa or some, Yakumanis were doing too much. One more a prayer was somebody. Yamama Bumapunta, and Sana Yasamo. Nempo, Yawunya Pena, and so per se, or call will be son and Miss Wadi, but you just so every twelve. The son said,
CTV, Ghana's #1.
Abusuya ye friend of Besima Joasi and show what for shots. Ebrahimudi, media come to media ebe somo, Ctv so. Say the winning no, come to media kwa, and I first so you want to say, ye bet me Ghana and trust in a aquafine himself. Amamre, impuntu nyuma, Ghana nyuma hodo, any akwansasem, edi ababe somo. Media imu eni etinase na yenyu nkuru mu hine bon komo efa ukuru mu bra wo free ko ni mpuntu mu akoso se wo ho nso a de wani sam eni ne hu ye nyina ye de aba besomo afa Ghana nso ye wo kwansa sem ahodo a efe pa ye kwansa bia ahodo ni nyina ye no so ye de baba bechiro enti kamewe kwesi ada wei eni kwesi ada bia bra no nsi abo apamu 6:30 p.m. na ife media sunku CTV, wo #1 television station so na won so hu se niema papa my Ghana mu atinase na hwe ye krom esanse ye krom ye komo depa.
For your friend Emilia Brobe, me the program so kokra Bremo CTV so some program yi year for 27 kwaya onipa desani efa so edini nyonko nipa bone ya to ni din okuku seku the talk show shiamie ni entrance yentie nsemi bi na ye hu ekwaya ebefa so a ye ne onipa betena a ondi ye bone na ye so ye ni bone shiamie CTV Saturdays 6 p.m. pepepe okuku seku onipa hu ampa.
Party time on Modern Affair. Ola Bawo. As I introduce to you Safari Zoom Flex live on Ghana's #1. With Zoom Flex, you can join the fun wherever you find yourself via Zoomer. Ella, shake the body. God, it's Friday. Of course, time is 10 p.m. sharp on Ghana's #1 with the man them DJ Last Week Official. We say Ola Bawo.
Give me the vibe, give me the move, give me the vibe, give me the move, give me
CTV, Ghana's
All right, the episode for Jubedi na yeguswa yede bremo no na political grounds and the biaro drew this point here yede ba said ye kan democracy na eyo amanyosem se obi bia no se bi Nyankopon mo adwene Nyankopon ache unyansa obia ni the way a osifa ehun the way a ewo se ye man no ekonanim nti yesingonya sa na se adwenkyere mpedifo be kire o madwene na yahwe se dia yebepe dwumedie ni pamasibra Ghana ebefa ne ntima pefra the Ghana we want to say the bia ye da ya no ayeka no na etu ho na mo na ehu se dia bibia beko ene ya ye very fortunate say dwumedie so no presidential aspirant ya na candidate ya abba say yes sebi enye nkete kura ntino and then no yensaka opini kese pa in fact me say opeso besraye no na me ahoahoa pa I was very very encouraged or your independent presidential candidate Dr. Samuel me hu dimbi na mintimi hu se medo nembi wo himfa kura sapon ankra yeah time you so me hu sa ade ne pa ti about you na me hu am say Dr. Samuel sapon ankra say eh do na Samuel ankra all right in terms of Dr. Samuel sapon ankra na enini sinkodwa and they do our political grounds or your independent candidate doc akwa babiu
minia medase minia no medase
me hu di na me say bia there's a relation
Sankra.
He's my distant cousin.
It's your distant cousin.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow. It's you enough.
I have your boy take go na me hwedi na me say if you mu na president here if you ba. Asa bia boko.
Nyame adu bia boko be da wase.
All right. Nti abusiafo obetimi na enkomodie ne koso na no asem bia opese obusa yi mampani aspirant no obetimi na wo dia fire and text line messages so 020115445 and now 0531971628 na ya gibre na ya kan ebetimi ya sembisa ebetimi ya nkranhye enkomo wo de ba ebe gibre na ya kan e wo show no so e dia ma no sanso na ebrese mu no ebebie phone lines na wetimi wafre na wo de wanu disem e dia to nanim na the opesa o kan bia no so waka atendidie nim obey the cross na yenso ya je ofeso na presidential aspirant no etimi ati nkomodi papa yi we economist we politician we investment banker we global business strategist je say wasanso ye development economist onye ketwa je say we fully packaged abuzianfo doc
minia
na enema ti say
nyamam dem say boko nyame adom say one say drew campaign season obi ani abre say ye dey asembe to dwa na ma Ghana fo atie kasa ehun say die pese ebe ye say nyame ya adom na say omode oman share nsase enhweso a na wa o hwem say the last 32 years in this fourth republic himu yenya NDC yenya MPP enki ehwe politics DM say a basse bebe say abrabo mu
exactly
a change socio-economic circumstances helping us to upgrade our social mobility, move from maybe a war to a better condition. Intika Oshaka at least 32 years CDM Senka you crew yes build up based on peace resources are available to the country, human power and both natural resources. And so I'm say Enkosisa, in fact, the opposite. Ya bra bomu a kofom. Sisia Ghana for we are living in some of the harshest economic conditions. Ma tukwaya aqua around the country. The living conditions are horrible. Our countries are engulfed with debt, our cities are not planned, and the problems are many. Now, sebi Einstein can say be, or say. Obia is only an insane person. And oya dia. Obaya dia krona the different results in the breno. Or obi obefa kwan we are so say na dey me fa kwan we are so we start back to see different destination. It doesn't work like that. Our systems have failed. In fact, those that used to work even has also become dysfunctional because no system is permanent. Enti emrena do say Ghana for yetnase na yedwene ho na ehu say ekwan aya fa so akoduru sabrei. Nyoma anak expect as a nation yenyaye. Enti what are the problems? How do we find solutions to these problems head on? Na ye address the basic issues. Na ye make sure say politics ya ye awanyanyo sem ye the fahodie and say the economic freedom and say change your circumstances. See anya sana say keep it go on changing from one mediocre government to the other. Let's just say yeah cry no yemboa ye ho enti eruntina this particular may me who see was say look enough. We can't just keep going on this tangent. Our country needs a more strategic approach in the way we govern. It's about time we bring competence into our governance. It's about time we choose the right people that have the hearts of the nation. It's about time we move away from political colors and symbols to selfless people that have the country at heart to do things to develop and improve the livelihood of our people. This is where we are. And in Tinema Samankra, I didn't want to see or say, I've put myself on the altar of sacrifice, devoid of anything, say, public scrutiny, all the insults, or everything, just to be able to lay ourselves down and fight and save a destiny of a country that is losing it.
Did you say this? I made this decision fully aware of the potential challenges posed for my life class, family, personal security, and business interests, but I placed myself on the altar of service to Ghana today, responding to the call to serve my motherland with all my strength, expertise, and experience gained as a trained leader. Did you say that?
Absolutely. Spot on. I mean, since I started this journey, there's been myriads of challenges and attacks, business sabotages, and so forth. But it gets to a point where a generation has to live for the other. And I believe, sir, this is where we also have to stand up and fight for other people. And regardless of what I've been through, the sabotages, business strangling, and all those gimmicks and games that had been played, I have still pursued and gotten to this point. And it's a fight that I believe is a good fight. Ghana deserves it. Our people need this kind of fight. We need to expose the system. Because, look, this country is not for few people. It's for everybody. We need to develop or build a cake, and we have it. That can extend to every Ghanaian living elsewhere. Boko, Takwa, Axim, Kumasi, Tamale, Ho, everywhere in the country, people have to feel that they are part and parcel of this government, do their little business wherever they are, and succeed. The idea that a small cabal takes over a country and they share, is like they've won a war until they are sharing the booty among themselves at the expense of everybody. This status quo cannot continue. Until I'm telling Ghanaians, 2024, the status quo is not an option. We have to come sit down as people, think through what has gone wrong, make decisive decisions, put steps and approach that will stand the test of time and create something for the entire nation and everybody, for this generation, the generation yet unborn.
I mean, you've been doing this. There's been issues and be threats and all those things. How long have you been in this? How long have you had a mind to come contest
For the last 2 years, I made a declaration that prior to that, I had a foundation, AIG Foundation, that was strictly building leaders and creating entrepreneurs across the country. So I've visited all the tertiary institutions across the country, the young people, speaking to them about the need for it to get into entrepreneurship and also build themselves as leaders, because everything is leadership. everything falls on leadership, whether it's business, whether it's keeping up your home. And see, I thought it was the right thing. So the foundation had crisscrossed the length and breadth of the country for the last 8-9 years. However, just the last 2 years, I made a declaration, said, look, we are poor, not because of aid. We are poor not because of colonization or slave trade that took place years ago. We are poor is because we lack the right kind of leadership. And this has to be established. Where we are not because of anything. Look, let me tell you, before we move on to policies and other things, but let me share this with you. After the Second World War, I don't know if you studied the European, what they call the markets or the economy, or the transformation. Norway was a very poor country. They were a bunch of fishermen and farmers. They had nothing. The entire Norway was just nothing to write home about. Until they found oil, similar to the quantities that Ghana found.
Okay.
Today, Norway is not just one of the world's richest countries. Norway is exporting the technology to every part of the world. Anywhere you go, you see experts in the high seas oil exploration, deep sea oil exploration, they are Norwegians. It took a transformative leader that saw beyond just a myopic thinking or today's benefit, but to a future benefit for an entire nation. What did they do? They told the Americans and the British at the time who had the technology and the money, say, hey, we know you are taking royalties and taking assets around the world, but we are not going to give ours to you. What we require is train, develop Norwegians who will take care of our own destiny from exploration to production. And when we start selling the product, we'll pay you for the services you are offered us, plus any money that you loan to us. That was a decision that was taken. They signed to this deal, and like I said, now Norway is not just even exporting the product, they're exporting the technology. Ghana found oil, similar quantities. Prior to us having this oil, we knew what has happened in Nigeria. We saw the mess in Equatorial Guinea. We have seen the mess in Gabon. We have seen the mess in Angola. So there was track record. However, we have seen the Norwegian model. We have seen what had happened in what they call Saudi Arabia, even UAE, Dubai. They have translations their national what they call with the oil. So why did we choose to go the wrong path? Why did we choose to go and kill ourselves when we knew there was a success story here? It's the same kind of thinking and wrong leadership. We are not what we have to develop our people. How long have we mined gold? Tell me the top geologists in the world and mention anyone Ghanaian. I worked in London, the city of London as an investment banker. Any Ghanaian does a competence report, geologists, they will shred it and put it in the bin. It's not recognized. What value have we gained from the gold? Apart from losing the resources itself, what is the technical expertise have we built out of it? These are the questions young Ghanaians should ask our leaders. It's not a matter of NDC, MPP noise. Let's start asking critical questions, because these are the things that will transform our nation. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to come from anywhere to develop this nation. It will take Ghanaians. So it's about time intellectuals, Ghanaians that have exposed themselves, better way of governance, and who are educated should come together and let's collectively build something for this nation. Or else this Jama, this rally, so they will not build this nation. We will go back to square one until our shah. Just after elections, 2-3 days after, everything goes back to the same.
All right. For Dr. Samuel Saponara and Yegusu Nino Esim Kunyawaha Yedin Kumo Efa on mine Hona. Doc, we'll come to your 10-point agenda. But before that, to understand, a DNA alternative force for action. What is that? What is it?
AFA.
AFA.
Yes, in December by this time, now AFA. It's the alternative force for action. We are an alternative government.
Okay.
We are a force and we believe in action.
So it's a movement.
It's a movement. So the movement is called Alternative Force for Action.
But yours is it stronger than apartheid?
This one there bigger than apartheid. Because we're going to take over governance from December. I believe the momentum is gathering. Ghanaians are beginning to see the seriousness of what we are presenting to them. This is devoid of party colors and symbols. We need Ghanaians to be patriotic in their approach. We are bringing competent hands. Look, Coca-Cola, Samsung, Apple, and these corporations are not stupid. They go to the, the employment market to headhunt top CEOs for their corporations. They spend a lot of money to do this exercise. And when they find the right persons to they pay a lot of money to keep them to run these corporations. 6 figures, 7 figures. And these guys take over these corporations after a year or two. Once the company has been expanded, their share values have gone up and so forth and so on. It's not by accident. Look, you cannot build anything without competent hands. And let's establish this as a nation. The idea this guy shouted so hard on the platform during the campaign, Jamanti, Yankofa, proposition, Manoma, Folly. Look at what the SOE is, how it's falling apart. Look at our system of governance. Look, let's be serious, because the only way our circumstances as a nation will change is if we have the right thinking people in the helms of affairs.
All right, and opinion on a 10-point agenda and the messages biaba me pese but before that mintia nana otu da kon senior ye chia we nano pe we say o hwe na
chere se da ben obeba ha
nana ye simi mbisa wo mini abema simi mbisa se da ben e na oba me yesi nkonya and it for mo hwe ni mu new program or the banner no dang. The candidate was
Obaha.
Nana, yeah, sure, to Yankrana, Besinkunya Wahana, Yansha, Cortisedia, the Biano, you said Dawa Kuma Sopano. And the messages Piaga, ni Ebusian for a barn ba or say Dr. Baumia is the best to lead, but no, they are afa penny no can you want to say dogo bi kura no abe but ensa e wa resume so ensa obewie nkomodie no na wa transform wa dwene se de tie no enti bi so de aba ko mensa so de ne messages ni bi aba kama sanso na Master Red on the bia no ginem Master Red ginem sa ye chiaw from Kaswa echia Kaswa busianfo nyina se de be ya bibia nso ebeko kama nti say ensemna na yegusu a ye hwe no and like me di kankan no papa the worth of experience no anoding 20 years of experience in all investment banking, global business strategies, development economy ni de kike ka ho nyina no say you untimi emfa enkweti no kra e say wonim die mapa na wo hwe ni nkomodie so far ne dia na say bibia edida na akwan mu nti yenkomodie ne so na senior me from the excellency ana me ntwen answer Sam okay titles no it seems to me say most of you independent mom pesa titling in this eye
it's a neo-colonialist idea. Yeah, look, the idea of ministerial work and as a taking over leadership of the country and yet Lord, you know, it's a service. You are a servant to the nation.
Exactly.
And you are a servant to the people. Now, bodyguards 100, Land Cruisers 50, now 200, now yes, says you can waste excess in the system. It's not necessary.
Okay.
Let's address our issues head on. We'll make name that will stand the test of time and years immemorial when we do the right things and our people's livelihood have changed. That's the most important thing. Yeah, is what you do, how you affect the life of our people. That is what will let your name remain.
But some, so maybe Sadia, sir, NDC MPP, Omwami Chiremuse, Omaya Jumama, or my, I mean, Mahama, Achiremuse, or Bobra, Ama, or my Ghana. Nana Kufuadu, Abeya, or Tisui, Echreso, so Jumapa. That is why they want another mandate. What do you think they are doing right and what do you think they are doing wrong? And why your change should be accepted?
Medase. You see, it gets to a point where systems that used to work become dysfunctional. And you need to upgrade and change them. The world is developing and evolving.
Yeah.
incremental change is good. But that is not what we want. Say, kakrebi 2%, 3% here continue. No, it's not what this country needs. This country requires radical reforms, radical policies that will turn things around. We have young people, over hundreds of thousands, coming out of the universities every year, sat at home with nothing to do. We have young people who are trekking on the road through the Sahara Desert to Europe. We have embassies piled up with young people, nothing to do. Airports are full with people leaving the country. Do you think, say, NDC MPP proposal of solutions is what will keep this? No. The systems need to be rebooted. We are calling for radical reform. And I'm tempted to get into policy, even though say we'll come into later. Does it make sense to you that we produce twice as much oil than we consume? And yet, everything we produce in the high seas go to somebody else's country, create jobs there, create byproducts, create whatever, and then we import it back, sometimes as high as 2% of the cost. Have you thought about it? You depreciate your currency, you import inflation, you don't have access to the byproducts, high cost of the products, you are not creating employment, no technology, and you think it's okay to sit back and say MPP, NDC? The status quo is no more an option. We need radical reforms. We have to domesticate the production of oil. In the petroleum agreement, there are clauses that give us a first right of refusal. Why haven't they activated it? How long does it cost to build a 200,000 barrels a day refinery in Ghana? We are not serious as people, and we are just politicking. Who is benefiting from this current mess? These are the questions both NDC and people should answer. Who is benefiting from it, and why are they not doing it? And see, the idea that, oh, look, we say enough is enough. This country requires radical reforms. We need to build our nation for our people. We have to think about ourselves first. Also, not just a few that would benefit, get $1 per barrel here and there, and as a result of that, they close their eyes on decisions that will transform their lives. I was in Damango. I spoke to a group of people. An old lady, I think she was a teacher in Kumasi, and she's retired and she's gone back to her village. Mikasa, I say, young man, can you see good pumps in my body? You speaking, I'm touched. But there's I'm worried. For the last 32 years, you see that pond there? That is where the wildlife drinks from. This is where our cattle and sheep goes and drink from. And this is the same water our kids fetches so that we can cook and eat with it. 32 years of democratic Fourth Republic. What has that done to us? And what makes you different? These are the critical questions Ghanaians should ask. And not the noise about we've done this, we've done that. How have we affected the life of our people? And this is why the Afra movement is promising Ghanaians that we will take decisions as harsh as they may be, but to make sure that we change the livelihood of our people. We will domesticate oil production, would develop agriculture, and so forth and so on, and so many other policies that we can talk about when we get there. If I can take on the lead, take the lead now.
Okay. 10-point agenda.
Exactly. For instance, why are we importing 3 billion worth of food on a year-by-year basis? In a country like Ghana, which has 10 times the arable-sized land than New Zealand, and yet New Zealand produces more than 10 times more than Ghana. Does it make sense? They are whites and we are blacks. Look, these are critical questions, and I'm asking the politicians and I'm asking Ghanaians also, why do you continue voting for them? Because it doesn't make sense. We have the arable land sites. You leave even an orange a seed there, you come back, it's a tree. It's grown up. Plantain growing out the sides of our roads. Natural organic land. 10 times the arable size of New Zealand. And yet they produce 10 times more than us. And we are importing 3 billion worth of food. Tomatoes, onions. Cocoa industry. Cocoa has been the mainstay of our economy. And yet what have we added to it? What value have we done to it? Even common fertilizer, we don't produce it locally. Ghana imports about 2 billion worth of fertilizer on a year-by-year basis. And when the prices increases there, that means it becomes difficult for our farmers to have access to cheaper fertilizer to have increased yield. So we are saying all these things can be domesticated. We'll plant, or we would establish a fertilizer plant in Ghana, producing about 600,000 metric tons on a year basis to produce accessible, cheaper products. That would immediately bring the cost of fertilizer as the current price was as low as 65%. Once you have access to this, the farmers can increase their yield, and we can feed ourselves and feed the region. Why don't you have mechanized farming? Because there's no funding coming into the agricultural sector. And why is it that there's no farming? Because there's no enabling environment. You own land today. Tomorrow somebody goes and put an injunction on. Land ownership tenure situation is a mess. And nobody seems to be addressing it. Until we create this enablement, people will not invest into it. Money will not be attracted to the sector. It's not about Arsenal or Man United wearing invest in Ghana and investors who follow Ghana. Investors are not walked in by advertising. It's about sending intelligence on the ground, understanding what goes on in there, and advising their their bosses as to whether the environment is enabling or not. So create an enabling environment, solve the land tenure, and we are promising Ghanaians we'll use blockchain to solve the land tenure issues. And government will give guarantees to investors into agricultural sector. Since here, also say about 50 years, within that 50 years, government will guarantee, say, free from any encumbrances, legal or whatever. Have your peace of mind, work on that piece of land 50 years and develop it and make your money. This is what government will give to the investment. So once you have that peace of mind, once you have the enabling environment, and you can invite technology to come in. When you go to India, when you go to Israel, when you go to Ukraine, a lot of these technologies are there. They are looking for partners. You bring them in, they partner local farmers. As soon as there's technology and there's enabling environment, immediately funding would run after it. Because that's the most important. Look, the whole world needs food. There's a food sufficiency issues. So once you have that, the investments will come in. Our young people can be doing mechanized farming across the length and breadth of the nation. We will feed ourselves, feed the continent, and even feed the whole world at large. If Ukraine can do, we can do it much more. These are tangible, practical steps a nation takes to address its issues. Our country, we haven't been building our country. It has become deal-making. NDC wins, they bring their cabal, they do deals because they spend money in campaigning. MPP wins, is another deal making, and it's just one mediocre to another mediocre. Sam Ankara and the Afra movement is saying enough of all of this. We are coming with competent hands, we're creating systems and structures, we're building the economy that will benefit every Ghanaian. Right. On agriculture, education, and all of those, we can go into it. And to me, we've titled our project, and they say, Second Coming, Second Independence, which will lead us to an affordable economy adopted by the Ankara project. And what is the Ankara project? I can take you through.
Take us through.
Apprenticeship programs nationwide. Nationalization of our mineral sources, that's N. K, kinetic farming, that's the mechanized farming. R, restricting raw materials exports. A, administrative reduction. And H, hold on currency. So let's talk about our apprenticeship program. Again, we need to create employment. Our young people should have a future. We should give them hope. What we are saying is we are bringing a different style of apprenticeship. We have quantity surveyors, you have architects, you have doctors, you have carpenters, you have masons, you have all of these artisans and all these skilled labor. Alpha movement or some Ankara administration is promising Ghanaians we are going to now start packing young people to understand these people to pick up real skills. This is not camping young people in 8 months in a place and calling NACOP or you start and any of these gimmicks. We want to give real employment and skills to our people. In 3 years to 5 years upon a home, we're establishing it here, then we put people under them as well. Now the benefit of this is you grow the economy, you grow the SMEs, because the owner of the corporation, company, enterprise, you have the free hand to have access to this labor, and the salaries will be paid by government, so that you have the freedom to be creative, to be innovative, and build your business and make profit and prosper. These guys or these young people will be understanding and learning a direct skill that they will use to set themselves up, and then you do that before you realize you are mutating and you are creating jobs, real jobs, and expanding the economy. As basic as it is, we don't see it in our country. Everything has become just a few, and there's no meritocracy. Whom you know kind of administration. You can't build anything at the back of it. And we'll do that. That is how the apprenticeship program will work. The end, as I said, is nationalization of our minerals. Sam Ankara, the Afra movement, are promising Ghanaians, given the opportunity, every new mineral find would be 100% owned by the state, including our lithium. The days of royalties are over. We need to use our resources to benefit our people, like the illustration I gave on the Norwegian situation. Yeah. So again, these are critical things that you should ask the other parties if they indeed can do that. We are saying 100% owners, including our hydrocarbons. Oil fields, that finds that we're going to find is going to be state-owned, and we will develop these resources for the country. The R, okay, the K is a kinetic farming, which I've already discussed, the mechanized farming, and then restriction of raw materials. Again, no raw material will leave the shores of this country.
We'll come back to but quickly biwahana minchawano said ebeya ebitimina yatwa nkomodie so kama obidiaba. This is what they always say. Give them power, and they are doing something else.
Exactly what I was. Because we heard policies non but very, very juicy.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. I mean, see a baby in but some, in some way,
what's be that?
The problem of the ordinary Ghanaian as we speak now is who to believe.
And
the challenge is giving the mandate to an independent. Because what can man too easy in implementing it? Okay, we being 100% shareholders for our oil and even lithium. Yet, and our brofu being 20% be na Ghana fast.
I can give you how it works out. We don't need to do that.
You ought to fear no. A DGDA. Because you have seen some Branzana 2016 MPP ever.
And correct. Meaning, say, assembly there, baby, I'm a fabia. Asma will be a carano. Ghanaians have lost hope in our politics. There has been too much promises and yet no delivery. And I had Dean say, how do we now entrust our nation to anybody? But they may catch me in Ghana for say, who did you give your power to? What were the assessments you made to hand over that power to that person? Onia, enye kasankwa na yedeshedima ubio. Where are they coming from? What have they done? What credibility are they looking to protect? Because there's something we call professional integrity. When somebody has built something over the years, or making sure say or protect it at the end for time immemorial, because what bread and signer, sir. Track record no all building. All metinasi en nyanyoma basa and fan say the 30 years of reputation our building.
Right.
So it's about time we start looking into who leads our country and why we should give our 79 billion economy into somebody's hands. Ejuma Ben and all here the president. And I say if you so be or share suit in the time be a kasasa until wait my. These are critical questions, and I make Coca-Cola for the examples earlier. I use all these analogies. Say, why do you think they pay that kind of money for these people? Skills and expertise and the fear of losing credibility and establish is very crucial for our leadership. So let's start looking for such leaders. And so that we will not come back and say, because Sebe and Sani the same. ena Santifos and as I can phone a cast say quattro quasi o ma bibia chenidin me de besia
see as a quattro quasi amount to bat in the eyes on one shefe but when no so mo ba mo sheniama and you say room ha and you bet catch say it is caso commodity a big statement made by a flag bearer then but your man no sa opportunity no quattro kwako no be na wo bu ye no
oni atie sa sem na what ye tie no it was a very, very honest statement. Powerful statement, well researched. However, it requires a transformative leader, a critical thinker, a leader with a proven track record that would be able to get that resources artisanal to benefit our people. It's not anybody else that can have it. So it's one thing saying it, and another thing having the know-how to do it. I come on this table with huge credibility, huge track record proven in the private sector. And I'm telling Ghanaians, say, enough is enough. Our politicians have failed us. We require a different style of politics where experts will be at the helm of affairs, break things down, create wealth, and make prosperity for every Ghanaian.
For the sake of my chef or no, or track record no, or track record no. Is a year to two.
Muntu to me. And then here.
Because station man for tipa or track record no, my NTS here. What has been your track record?
Me that's it. Unia, I started as a fund manager with American International Group, AIG. Within that period, short period of being with AIG, I think 2-3 years, was leading to set up his own investment bank in the City of London. I joined to become a director right away from then. I developed myself to become the director for emerging markets. Within that period, I was working in South America, Asia, Far East, Africa, in all the emerging markets. In fact, there wasn't a single president or finance minister in these countries that I, Samankra, did not have a one-to-one encounter to discuss policy, programs, initiatives, funding that will transform these economies. I have seen firsthand what has happened in the Far East, Asia, Malaysia, Singapore, not just reported, practically being part of the development projects. I come across with an enormous experience, and I've seen why Africa has failed and why these countries have developed far advanced ahead of us, become first-class countries, which we can go into that later. So these are experiences I've built. Since I came back to Ghana, all this digital economy we're talking about, the mainstay or the backbone behind, I built it. I built the first Tier 4 data center in the sub-region in Ghana at a cost of $150 million. I created African Investment Group. I built Cambridge Capital Advisors. I've created oil trading companies. I am not just anyone that had seen I have to just come. I have come with huge track record proven to come and lead this country. For someone like me to say, I'm leaving this to just come and support and build a nation, I believe, Ghanaians should look at me differently and take me serious.
And you think that giving you the mandate as a president,
Absolutely. Into everything I'm saying, because there's a track record and I need to protect a credibility or a reputation, I am not just speaking words of imagination. I am speaking with real feasibility, bulletproof, tight up projects and development that I think if we implement and execute in our country, we will see the glory of this nation. Enough of all what we are doing. Let's address our issues head on. The cocoa industry is 400 billion. Between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, we produce 80%. Logic should say us that we should have 80% of the 400 billion, but we only share 5 billion. Why is it so? Are we asking these questions? Why is it that we are not even, at least minimum, 20% even of the 400 billion? Why do we just take everything in the wrong state and import to somebody else? As we speak now, people are cutting rosewood in bushes in Sapele and all these places, destroying our roads. It's not even through the river or through the train. Destroying roads, a hard investment had gotten in. At the raw state to Temahabo, and then we export it and import it back sometimes 4,000% of the value. And we are proud of it as a nation. And we think that NDC has said the same, NPP has said the same, so there's no need for us to look at an alternative way of doing our governance. Look, let's start asking critical questions. Okay. And let's start addressing these issues head on. That is the only way we'll be able to succeed in this approach. And yes, Sana say, Robbie, everything are all the same. We will not see or do anything with the problems that we are facing as a country.
You said you were going to work with 20 ministers. Do you still stand by that?
20 ministers. In fact, that is even more. But we'll say 20 ministers, no regional ministers. We are going to work with the assemblies. We'll make sure say our chieftaincy structures, the chiefs have permanent seats, chair these assemblies across the country. Let me say something. Norway, a population, GDP of 650 billion, has only 17 ministers. Netherlands, a GDP of about 700 billion, has only 18 ministers. UK, a population of 65, a GDP of about 1.1 trillion, has only 350,000 government workers on their payroll. How can Ghana, a poor country, 31 million population, with a GDP of only 79 billion, has 125 ministers and over 1 million government workers on our payroll? It's not sustainable. It cannot work. You cannot build anything at the back of it. There's a basic economics. You don't spend what you don't have. This is the reason why we go to the capital markets, borrow money that's supposed to go into investment, but come and pay salaries and look after Land Cruisers and all these communities that's messing our country up. We are promising Ghanaians 20 ministers we will use to run efficient and effective government. Running a good government is not about numbers, it's about efficiency and competence, and that's what we bring on the table.
But this, okay.
Economy is okay. And His Excellency Vice President now or lecture on the economy then around 2016, 2015. It's the economic lecture on my year, no. Was it in line to the success of our economy?
Massa,
your honest
opinion.
Yeah.
Everything he said was perfect.
Okay.
However, there's a deep contrast between practical economics and a lecture.
Okay.
Building an economy like Ghana is not about going around and lecturing people on what to do. It's about looking at the existing structures on how you turn things around. And this is the how has always been what is missing. Anybody can give the rhetoric. I mean, Doc will tell you once you read the research. But there's a deep contrast between that.
Yeah.
I come with practical experience, hands-on, being on the field, addressing these issues I'm talking about. As a development economist and as an investment banker, there's a lot of difference in what we say and what we do.
Right.
We can't be the same.
Doc.
Doc, so I told the book and what training say, Mona, me sure say answer best story, so no, a lot of you convert the baby beba. Encourage you still have our messages in the bra, text line and WhatsApp line, so 020-115-445 and 0531-971-628. Nebeji Brena, Yakan Emma, Doc, and so Apekibi. O mboabi so a opese o de boy campaign na eno so onu nyankan ba ye ka ansa so sa adwene ne wo ho a
ihia pa
indeed there's also been some controversies o say Edomani Sadio Sun Takrache there's been some few controversies and maybe I want to go there Doc one Max Sadia echebe hu na ukura mask eche hu nsem bebre bi koba ya ne ayi ne ade apparently it was linked to launch the no mask promises no intina do na feel say you were in fact the man behind the mask and ko fan nsem bebre
ma men chiremu
wa ha na ya for no
me imagine say me kan ho asem biom because it wasn't necessary but them say it's here
yeah
what happened is I'm off of a mass billboards across the nation. At that time, I had made the intent already at Joy News with Munia Kojo Youngson.
Okay.
Say I'm contesting.
Okay.
And some Max billboard now purporting to be the next looking for leadership across the length and breadth of the nation. Everybody thought say it was me.
It was you.
I was getting more than 50 phone calls a day. In social media, people were using AI to unveil me and all sorts of things. But then I needed to debunk it. It was something I did not believe in. I have always been preaching about transparency and accountability. I have been saying about promises against delivery, where politicians are promising heaven and delivering earth. I have been talking about against having facades, political facades are covering our face and doing other things. It was a very uncomfortable position. So I came out to say, no mask promises. In fact, I believe in the opposite. I don't believe in mask. I do not believe in any politician covering their face and putting a facade and doing something differently. I believe in transparency and accountability. I believe in honoring the words we promise our people and delivering. So this is why I came up with the no mask promises. I said no mask. I didn't say I own mask.
Exactly. Exactly.
No mask.
So because that it's some serious.
So I'm saying, the man behind the mask
and I for or Champion Unimasam Cosse and Nana Asumwa, with the Muamati say opinion no what to Numutu say. In fact, San Semling and Sebi, Nehudu rather than Semua, na a man for a can Eddie Guni Hufi, but he was not the person behind it. But Mamimbu, so a lot of you, a lot of you say independent aspirant for one person Mudima and so on. Have you had an opportunity to meet your colleagues?
Oh yes.
No more deans I was
oh yes.
But virtually listening to you and we've hosted couple of them.
Yeah, like four independent candidates.
Yeah, 4 of them. Yeah. 5. And,
yeah, 5.
Yes, and you guys seems to be driving at a certain language, which is positivity, change of your mindset near idea. And this morning, before we ever started showing, I mean, I can say, and then I'm on come who cram boom.
Yeah.
I'm coming as a force.
Onia, Doc, what can I say no? And no, this fight cannot be won by a single unit. Obi Obeka say, Ononkwa bitimi bia odada ne ho. It's going to require collaboration, selflessness, and bold decisions. And see, if all these guys vying for presidency and are aligned with the message, then why are we not together as one unit?
Yeah.
Because that shows seriousness. We need to take ourselves away from it. The fight ahead is not Samankra's show or Kofi Korantin's show or who other person's show. It's for the benefit of Ghanaian people. Enti asana okano no kremo no. This, and I'm making an appeal, a passionate one. Say all these independent candidates who can hear my voice today, Ghanaians will only see us as serious if we're a united force. Or else it becomes personal interest and the status quo as usual, no different from what these people have done. Put down your ambition or personal interest, commit to this cause, let's come together and fight and save the destiny of a lost nation. This country cannot continue another 4 years as how it's going. It can't be. Or else we wake up one day and we don't have a country.
I like the angle now, and word no. This position sounds more humbling for me. Say, Ubi and Kobeka say, Mombrambe kame home. But I didn't get that from you. No. Say, Yambra together.
Exactly.
Timushia na mudimu hunko mowi na muhwena se usimesi na olidie na we ye da bedie na ebefa na mosi say agina and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Why are there?
So Bekaya na make say it will be a good cause for all of them to come together as one. Obi Beka na say na omo promise o me party cry one na one kran kran. What I say?
That's right.
It's over ideas I share with you hanum say per the independent candidates bear 4 I know my din komo hanum say any day na you can we ye kase de nyina e boom and the energy is going to be that positive for this country. Me assure say you fan back where you want Ghana to be, we will actually be there.
Absolutely.
So what I say, but say ekoye pesemin kuminya ankrankre anamontu bi na me pese me be man penny by force because you can say but be na yetrim upon nyesa.
And nipa ye hwe your action speaks louder than words. Until fool say now uniform mine ho. Na say wuntimi nja wow interest into na the other is your ideas are flawed. Until again, I am emphasizing on it. It's not Samankra's show, it's not independent candidate show, it's Ghana's show.
Right.
Let's come together, let's put these ideas on the ground and push our nation forward. Our country needs this, and we need to do that to save our country.
NDC MPP. NDC MPP. Because I'm not 32 years, why na unya akwanya ne omotena ase the ideas ma womo a wo hwe anim se nka ye betu ho na mo abesi na ye anye
we be a question foul. I was part of the team with team eco negotiated loan 3 billion loan with China at Tamils. I came in as an advisor on the side of it. I have worked, I mean President John will tell you I've had one-to-one at meetings with them where I've put down policies and ideas on a regular basis to them. Similarly, on the MPP, I did a lot of work with Ken Oforiatta. I helped write the Howard Kumson's ministry, the Northern Development, the Coastal Belt, and the Southern Middle Belt policy, which is a very fantastic
initiative.
Yes, if we had been able to even implement or execute 50% of it, this country would have moved to a different paradigm. But you see, I have come to realize, you say they have their own plans. You can sit outside and advise. You can throw as much stones into it as possible. If they say they won't take, they won't take. And these are some of the reasons why prompted me to do what I'm doing. Okay. Because and if you go online to have written so many policy articles, I have done a lot of things, all helping to shape the destiny of this country. Unfortunately, because you are not in charge and you are not executing, they have their own ideas. I mean, this oil situation is so painful. The Americans said, no way. I brought the model. We sat down with government after government, and with the big guns, NTP with the big guns, they haven't taken. Why? Somebody was bold enough, and again, I don't want to mention names. Young man, it's a fantastic idea. It will change the destiny of this country. But when we're in opposition, we took money from the Chinese. We promised them this. In opposition, we'll give them this. We took money from the Indians. We'll give them this. We took money from this corporation. We'll give them this. So as much as this project, this program will transform our country, we're already encumbered. So we can't do much about it.
In opposition.
In opposition. Wow. This is what we are going through as a country. How long are we going to sit back and watch? Who are the accomplices? Who are the ones supporting so that our country can take the right policies that will turn the economy around and benefit its people? These and many reasons why Sam Ankra and his colleagues are coming out to say we want to be independent, devoid of all these political colors, fight and save the destiny of a lost nation.
The 3 billion you mentioned, what?
It never arrived because the negotiation was what we need to do locally by the Ghana government to be able to activate the fund. And I think the only money we were able to get out of it was what they used to build Ghana Gas. All the others remained, and it couldn't come because there was supposed to be a local framework that was supposed to put together to be able to have activate that funding. But unfortunately, it fell on the roadside. So as many other things that never came through.
Serious. Are you in touch with EC?
Well, I've been talking to EC for the last so. Yes, and
are you impressed about a Juma or more years so far?
You see, I have a problem, and again, let me state it here. I'm known to be the guy that speaks as it is. until we get to a point where our governance taking the form of separation of powers and checks and balances, we will be making the same mistakes over and over again. If every appointment is made by a president, look, no matter what, the loyalty is first to the point of call. And all these biasness that we are receiving is because somebody's loyalty is somewhere first before others. And see, I have called for the constitutional review where we need to separate all these bodies clearly by autonomous bodies, having autonomous appointments away from governance. There's a whole lot of things I've listed, including even not using parliamentarians as ministers. All of those can come into that. But until we get to that point, we will always be having the issue of suspicion, the issue of not having top-notch professionalism from these institutions that are meant to man our affairs. I think this is the challenge now as far as EC is concerned. To wait and say, you have to get to September ending before an independent candidate can be made a candidate when a campaign has started more than 2 years ago, the traditional parties are campaigning. It's not the right thing to do. This and many other things that we've recommended, I think they should look at it because it has to be a level playing field for everybody. Exactly. And at the moment, it's not.
Policies are already egu akwemwa enyamia na be mampenia obeye na what education na your free SHS aban kire se waye adwuma ehote timamufo so kire se they are still paying which is even affecting them more than before as a free SHS eba. First of all, are you going to trash it? Are you going to cancel it? And I say oba no be shemu kina and I say different policy because education is a serious issue in this country.
Education. See you run into my pefra. Send ye na ye penadia. And yes, say you share education up because that is the only thing that would give us the what do you call exposure and also the knowledge and the wisdom to progress this country. Free education is a fantastic project on the surface, as you hear. But I believe, sir, there's too many slogans, there's too many statements that has become more flowery language, or I'll say more style than substance. I am saying, sir, the Alpha movement or summer education would even extend the free education right from nursery to parents and homes that demands it and make education compulsory so that no child can fall out of the education system. As early as nursery, if your parents are not earning certain income and that requires the state to support you, the state should do it. Make it means tested. And it's not elaborate filling of forms or anything. In fact, with that means testing, we are helping to bring the informal sector to the formal sector. We attach utilities like pensions and so forth to it. That will make it attractive, and also it becomes an incentive for parents to fill these forms and bring themselves into the formal sector. So that as early age as possible, every child in this country will have access to education. Now, when we do that, that means you are not going to get young people who at early age will not be going to school because their parents can't afford. I mean, I drive through and most of these guys doing what do you call it, on the roadside, hawking, didn't have education because their parents didn't have money. These all, if we put that system out, all these young people will be captured and have education from an early age. And it will be means tested. Now, there's nowhere in the world where boarding school education is free. Because the cost involved in running those could be expanded to cover these interests that I've just addressed. So what we are saying is our top-notch schools, the Pokuare, the Prempeh College, the Achimota, the Mfansipim, the Augustins, the Adisidel, the Accra, those big schools, we would let them become autonomous, independent. Let the boards run the schools, the missions, the old students, the parent-teacher association, the traditional leaders, and anybody that has interest, run these schools at the board level. and execute. So those big schools, or they will call the ALSS schools, will become autonomous. Then we design a roadmap for any other schools that would also tick certain boxes to qualify to become autonomous. What government should do is concentrate on providing quality and accessible education for everybody. So 10 kilometers from where you live, there has to be a community school, top level, where you can go for free regardless. Every 10-kilometer walk, you build a community school, high-level quality school. At the same time, you've saved the quality of these top schools, and you've also made education very accessible to people, because accessibility is crucial. People can't afford, as you said, to all go to boarding school, buy chop boxes and so forth. But if he has to walk 10 kilometers and there's a free school, it becomes more beneficial, it becomes more what they call useful and impactful in their life and also in the economy. And we will create those things and then make these schools, what they call it, independent, autonomous, away from what they call it. By saying that, again, the normal scholarship schemes can be applied to go to these schools if people qualify. But we need to make education accessible and quality. At the moment, this system, which has just been plugged in the middle of nowhere, is reducing the quality of our education. And nobody should lie about it. Look, education is not just classroom teaching. It requires collaboration on campuses, what they call relationship building, and so forth and so on. Now we have students who don't even know their mates. Because a class that was supposed to be 100 is now 500 or 600 or 700. The population has increased. Teacher to student ratio has gone up so drastically. We can't continue like this. Let's put efficient and effective measures that will bring value. Enough of the politics. We shouldn't take politics into this education sector. We should make sure that whatever we're doing will benefit our people. Then the curriculum. It gets to a point where education moves from just providing mere labor force into the market. Education has to progress into creative, innovative way where our students will move to an advanced and a higher level of learning. It's not just producing labor to the labor market. And I am saying our curriculum needs to be looked into where we have more creative, innovative way of establishing top entrepreneurs and high-level inventors into our country. And this is all will stem from developing our curriculum from the current chew, pour, and forget style into a more studying, upgrading, developing of our young brains to become the best. And I keep saying, I value the youth, the resources of our young people, the human capacity, the human capital, more than our oil, gas, and cocoa and gold that we are mining. If we gear more energy to harnessing that resources, we'll be surprised how that can overtake us and take this country to a different paradigm. The likes of Facebook, Instagram, Airbnb, Uber, and all these creative, innovative platforms that we are using and benefiting us were created by young people who were brought up from an environment that was enabled. Let's create the same thing for our people.
All right. I'll say let's create the same thing for our people, and a very refreshing party. You say, no, you have a person over and with me a friend na Penny Dr. Samuel Ankra Ewaha Nani Dinkomo Wadinchre Ofra if you didn't know what Dumno, so Ben TV, I would do Dumno, and now say lower voice, and now volume in my cry. Said the bear, a vitamina, anywhere deans I was wakama na a futu, and now saying cranshen semwa, and I say as a busa would bano, doc itimina, wajibre, na wachrimu, said yet, 0302 771 593. 0302 771 593. Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Nyamia Domboko. Yani Penny.
I'm the fireman on the radio. That's about the truth. You take it across and pardon. But I said, Papa, you said, I'm going to make a movement. I'm here. I know you are coming. And you go mark my and I let you go in. And I'm talking about it. Papa, no,
okay.
Papa,
That's it. That's it.
And brother says that two parties will be able to Bayana Yamiya and Mokulu being here. One day, Otasia Catanoka this year, Taki Westuma, and they Adamu to Kana Musio, Jabati said about Como Atakino. Yamu questions, yes, people, Omo Ataki and then a small boy. I'm a Tiana was in you must be something to my attention.
Hey,
boy, 17 years old, because of the MPCS. Omo Ataki, but you know, now,
okay,
I'm very witty. Move over the Copan and Command Rasso, and you must have put your money on my set and then you see from my
okay.
Let the Ben what's wrong. What's in your up walk of this almost. As what should be on your move to an amount, that is what you said from almost yet. Open your for my bro. Chicken now, I got your opposition now, or from the parties now, Papani County from the China for near the other. I don't know the short pan and tomato, shovel, any machine, and I'm the police station. And what the other mountain and wow. It was about power at the Soko Theatre. But in Pennsylvania, Kenya, the Samu Chile, and your Papa Kita America, maybe a few people are not done, Yanka TNT and Show. Here's the show, my dear. But we don't see out there. Over to be part of the trap them. Papa Yaku point it out. Okay. Remember what you could see, yes, I can be with you. I say, you will be ready on the power because only a call for.
Yo, that's it. Yechia, also for Traboso, boss. All right, also wait to me, friend. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Pacho Bodini, baby, or Casse free. Kaswa. All right, yet you.
Pacho Bodini. Program we are on and person contribute kaka.
Koso unia.
The show anka person many we recommend the papa no ka on.
Obeso ye dey.
We recommend your ka on.
Koso
yeah. That is in Ghana. The see anya. Yes, sir. Papa no here your can. So person onya people our voter then of course bring all the independent candidates together.
Yeah.
On your sergeant, so near sergeant now. Did you say, Sen NDP, I'm not Samajin. So I'm gonna for the group, there's so much you have to home.
Okay. Okay. Yo. Yeah, that's it. And he also advocate say hello, good morning. Offer for our basso. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning.
But your body baby or casse free.
Offer me under TV. I'm not telling you Asama.
Okay. But you
Unfair. The one now depend on what can. The one president Akufo Adoni Baumia I can't say you. So what buy you then now what ye? They did what we never even imagined. It's the thing we do now. Now I'm expecting you the host to ask him. Mu design there. What independent or independent? So what more come on Boma? Mu design say or you for one day. There will come 4 people who will come on Boma. Then one on bet you couldn't so by your president.
Okay. They
are all seeking their self-interest. This time, or Dr. Akan, who this time said, or no for independently, or no man who has a president. They were taking their own interest. If they are coming to do their thing, as it is now, Akufo-Addo and the Gambia, none of them going to jail. But look at the biggest hole. How much have we spent? Akufo-Addo, Oba Yenu, Okobo Bulbushabia, the over financial minister, no, only interest room. So rather, ebu aban eduma ewo Ghana because okodia we wofa ebenye mu bi. Actually, I'm expecting you to ask him who among the four do he choose to be the president?
Okay. Yes, there was say wajibre na wafre yemfa be to be count na yenhwe sedia eniema besi fako nti so bit me afre and now the messages beba na yajibre na yakan ediama Dr. Sam Ankra. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yay, wenti me nyina so sign free bi na yenisa wo so. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Pacho bodin baby o kase free.
Kase so mi saya ha no kase fi kuma takrade.
Ope kuma takrade. All right. Yeteu.
Na sa mi de. Ajili bu. Nti independent ni so ba kabo. No akata wa waji. No di ko be di ma trouble kwa. Because I'm NPP and this is we are that.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Chia takrade fu nyina awa ehwe won takrade nyina yemoachi ichiro bibia. All right. Yemfa last caller na yensambra na opening wrap up. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Pacho bodini baby okase free. Pacho free free. All right. Yes, you.
And to say I'm going to and apart from that, don't can you do two
okay.
My main cast be
all right, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. And you for call the BBC and ya buy a better wrap up CC na doc and now so person can be away.
Last me say Brunei car say constant lying is not aimed at making people believe in a lie.
Okay.
But it's to ensure say no one believes in anything anymore.
Okay.
And then I do say no. And Trona ye did not Dawson. This is here no. But the people that can no longer distinguish between truth and lies cannot distinguish between right and wrong.
Okay.
And it's a who difference between what I am presenting and what he has heard before or hearing. That means he will assemble.
Yeah, sorry, so but I want to find out. I will pick forms.
Forms in there, yeah, pick it.
What pick it that?
Aye.
Sir, the Ben I will file it. That's in September.
Aye, we file it by end of September. By any time from now, because you see, quite watch it. Into the requirements in there. Say we have it in place. It's a more of a formality now to go around and then use that to do our nationwide tour. This time around with the cameras and in a more fanfare way. But we decided to make sure, say, we move away from our normal way of doing politics. Now, if you have effective one-to-one interaction, community outreach, than to be making rallies and jama and all this noise that take away the focus from the policies or the issues at stake. Until we would go again, by this time around, with the cameras to bring a bit more fanfare so that Ghanaians will see it's not just a one-man show and that we have the momentum behind us. Now, December by this time, so NAFA.
Are you confident that the EC would pass you through?
100%. I mean, I have no doubts at all. Like I said, the requirements are there and we satisfy every requirement. So I don't see anything untoward.
In an unlikely situation, very unlikely situation, would you pitch camp with any of the parties?
Oh yeah, like I said, as of now we are preaching for a united front. There are a few of us that have been talking to them.
There's a body that's working a national alliance to put all the leaders, all these groups into one what do you call it, organization to fight the NDC and MPP. I just want Ghanaians to see the importance, the essence of this exercise.
Okay.
2024 school should not be an option. NDC and MPP should not come anywhere near government. Look, we need to take a serious and a consensus decision on that front and see how best we can come together and create systems and structures that will take us for this generation and the next generations ahead. If we don't take these important decisions up, we should stop complaining. That means we ourselves, we are just talking, but we are not serious.
How do we join AFA?
AFA is online.
This is forming part of your last words to the viewers, you know.
AFA is what do you call it? Is online. You can go to samankra.com or the afa.com, and also social media handles Dr. Sam Ankra, one word, or Dr. Samankra _official, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Send us messages. Within 24 hours, the team will reach out to you. We have offices in around Accra and other parts of the country. Our main office is in East Legon. And walk in next to Ghana Link. Walk in, come and talk to us. Pick posters, pick T-shirts. Let's come together. Let's collectively fight this status quo and secure the destiny of a lost nation. December by this time, Nafa.
All right.
Messages here, but me per number. Person join our campaign.
Okay, that's very important.
But then, the crack and say, I know they are the other two. Ctv Dwabo so. I am a lawyer, doctor, sabi president, or also ever. In common, caucus, son. While by your day.
It's about time we say a doom rest and I say holy politicians responsible and accountable. I have said all these recordings has to be played to shame for. Now Mr. Sumidian say agreement and I say manifesto and I say the policies are making. We want to enter into an agreement, a contract with the citizens of Ghana. It's not a manifesto, but it's a contract. And what a contract is saying is we are liable to non-performance, and also don't vote for us for a second term.
That is the first step now. We're Tamsi kind of corner.
And I make us say a contract.
Because everybody will come and take money and go and say don't vote for us.
4 years, we are saying we are liable to the contract. We are liable to every policy and program that we are telling Ghanaians.
Okay.
And also, in addition to that, don't vote for us again.
All right.
All right. All right. Nti yebeda wasi pass wajibre na wabe cancer na yedi nkomo. I don't know say number no wo number bi abetu dwa.
Say my number member na but their handles is the best place to just go. Leave your contact details, full name, where they are, and then we can quickly pick it up.
Okay.
But number need to major amount not just say.
Right.
What
are your messages Biana?
Messages be about, but this is a very important one. Yes, I mean Bissau, very, very important. I say, ask him who will be the president if they come together.
I know the engineer so say if a quick congress. We selected an electoral college to go on a congress to choose based on the qualifications and the experience of the people that were present. I am saying the leaders have to commit themselves to the point that it's not their business, it's not their show. Okay. This is for Ghana. And see, so far as NPP and NDC Shamo and TPC take a different route into our governance, and we believe in the policies and structures that are coming on. We should put aside every interest and come together and then push one or two people, stand behind them, and take over the governance of this nation.
All right.
Because Ghanaians have to see us united, and they have to take us serious.
I'm glad that because maybe a question if you penny be pan or something Bissau. Wow. And I'm sure we not answer to this particular question. Yabedasi once again say wajibre na uni ebedin komo. And like you said, elections have consequences. Penny say elections have consequences, and so who take a decision December 7th. Yeah, no, I said yeah, you know, end up biting your fingers at the end of the day. A challenge of the day. His Excellency TBM
challenge of the day, also wisdom Adam from the voter region. I think his policies are in line and will turn things around if implemented. The financial state of Ghana can change if majority of our senior high schools would be turned to technical and vocational schools for many youths to become self-employed. I will be glad having his personal WhatsApp number to help spread the good news. With wisdom Edem ho ena odia aba. Also say, good morning Dwabo. My name is Jan from Kumasi. Please tell Doc he has spoken well and will be glad to be part of his agenda. I believe in him 100%. Enough of this NPP NDC thing. And also any messenger Abba. It's the director said challenge of the day na already Fatosona Yeni Hong Kong. What is the total area of Ghana? Challenge of the day question and Yebisa Ghana for no.
All right.
What is the total area of Ghana? Ubetimi Ede message and also answer no. Abba. All right.
With me like Africa and ye do bibiase. Ye birthdays no na ye sorry Jumedi so. The di kan pa ende on you to nika pa she's paid her due. I mean undoubtedly Becca birthday. Mrs. And they will show Ctv Dwabo crew nina.
Becca na that's we.
Becca ena teachers are.
We assume we are them the
happy birthday Becca. Yankupun shroud. Na de wakuma so bia no. Oma ni mbremu emfema oma wa honden na oma sikanso se de be ya na oma wa hotoso na koso akura akuntama ye na bibia nso enko kama nti happy birthday from Ctv Dwabo crew ni na na ye de mawo e de this way Nanama Mac Brown and then there was a big day for yen celebrities you know do no but Nanama Mac Brown and there wawoda yen so from Ctv crew ni na Dwabo crew ni na no happy birthday Nyagopon Shroud na dia wo ye bia nso nkoso Anton Super ngusu fema se de be ya bibia nso ebe kama se de etie no Nyagopon to nkwam ontere wuhiem na oma wa honden na ma onyi chere se de be ya bibia nso ebe edi ama de diswo Josie Asabia ene wa woda happy birthday to you Yankopon to nkwem na onhraw na de wo ye bia nso enko ye emfema enjoy your day and stay blessed Josie no we Edmond Fando Wilson also ende wawoda Edmond Fando Wilson the picture okay all right nti Nyankopon to nkwem na onhraw na yanso enkoye emfamao na enye sedia eko all right nti this one so Priscilla Amuzu and wawoda me we show happy birthday Yankopon onhraw na dia wo pebia wa brabo mu bia no oma no nkoyie emfama se de be ya bibia nso ebekosede ya eko alright nti beda se piaga yeguso yeda wasese oje bre na otena dwumedie ne so Kumensa Pilatu nso yeda wase ose bibia Yankopon nhraw Master Red onso ye chiaw se okoso ade wa no disem ediba nti Afra ya ye ni de da ye koso ani pitri
ya beda His Excellency Sam ase na botaye ne susie wona ni so no twedi abon Yankopon na direct ne path kunimdie enya ne dia come 7th December ne yensi ne 7th January 2025
exactly
na susie embre mu na Ghana so emfa ne ntama prefer ni nyina ye Ghana chichire enye obi personal interest
also sanitation.
Yeah, we need to see what do you call it? Processing of our waste is compulsory from day one. We make sure our waste processing is compulsory.
All right.
Esika, as you say, we create anyway.
I mean, wow, 30 seconds. Can we reach Ghana for?
Minianum Ghana for. Say Martiminka and Nanopay. Debia ye twa beria. Just a week after problems, who did then we go back into the same thing. Nothing changes. One mediocre government into the other. Near Kasasa for another 4 years. Near Sakwa the same thing. Near Sakasa. Sisiapa say, how long would we keep doing this?
Exactly.
Emrena so says yes, our way of doing things. Now ye kasa, they taking action into our voting. This December, Nyame Adumnas Yako ballot this wa. Sa status quo na de be my Kasasa is no more an option. Ye votima Dr. Sam Ankara and the Afa team. Near Mrs. Ghana mine, na yan fight to a papa fra. Near fire a crew in Siquaya, Nyami our Deni say ye dear cruci. Madam was say, Nyami Shamo.
Yeah, that was what I say. Me did the Dr. Kofi Annan.
Medin Harrison Kokofo. So that's the national. The best say she. I know what 1 or 2 years because promo ye. Yeah, that's it.